Hello, we're live. Hello and welcome. It's the On the Time Lash local group September meeting. Hello, Mark. How's it going?
It's going very well, Ben. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You cracked yours seconds before we went live, so we didn't have that juicy sound of.
I know.
Time,
sorry, but I was too thirsty. Clearly.
I'll do mine. What are you drinking? What you having, mate?
I'm just having a I can't even show it because if I put it right in front of my face, I'm having a Cammy's Unbelievable Lager, which is Chris Kamara and Brew York's
Brilliant
lager to raise money for a prostate cancer charity. So hey.
So you're doing
socially
good.
responsible alcoholism.
I wouldn't have expected any less. Not so interesting, just a wee can of Smithwick's, but I've got a cheeky red wine to move on to after we've done that.
Nice.
And we didn't talk about this, but we've had kind of the same idea. It's not just pubs, it's specific pubs in Doctor Who that we've got as backgrounds.
Yeah, well, because last month, I did the Coach and Horses.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, what will I do this month? Go with Last Chance Saloon. You've gone for 73 yards. We will eventually run out of Doctor Who pubs, but will we run out of Doctor Who pubs before we give up on this idea altogether? Who knows? Tune in every month.
Oh, well, that's nice that there's an air of doomed to failure hanging over tonight's proceedings. I want at least to get us to Christmas. Let's and we'll have a nice...
Yeah, that's a good target. Let's do that. You have a big old Christmas party.
Before we get into it, and we'll probably talk a few more. We've got some. I know we've got a few people joining us later on.
Yes.
But before it's just you and I together. Here's to you, mate, making your Doctor Who convention interview debut, interviewing
thank you very much.
Dominic Glynn, composer for the Seventh Doctor Adventures.
And
congratulations!
And Trial of a Time Lord as well. Yeah, it was fun. It was it's kind of like it's one of those things that like you and Dylan kind of I wouldn't say forced me to do it. I wanted to kind of get into that kind of thing. But we were at Mythmakers Day, weren't we? Like 2 years ago now, probably.
It was, It was January last year.
Yeah, that was it. And you were both like, you should fucking give it a go. And then we were chatting with Robert Dick, and he was like, if you really want to give it a go, speak to Steve Hatcher at Hooverville. He'll definitely give you a spot. And I did, and I got one, and I had a lovely time.
Yeah,
so it was good.
And what's more is the panel is on YouTube for people to watch.
It is, yes. Because I wasn't sure if that was like an official Hooverville thing or if it's just a guy that goes around filming convention panels and puts them up on YouTube. But yeah,
well, they were all there. They were all there, so it must be an official thing. Although
it does look like he'd set up the whole day because, like, it's not like that sort of shaky cam thing where it's just a guy on his phone. Like, it seems like he's got a vaguely professional setup.
Yeah. Vaguely is the word. Really turn it up to hear what's going on. My favorite thing though is when you're on stage, there's a bit of the audience, and our friend the back of Richie's head, also features all the way through, the way through as well.
His magnificent Captain Pike quiff.
It is good.
Is on full display.
We've had our first comment from Fraser Gregory. Okay. Evening, guys. Got to tell Rod he's talking shite for 5 hours, so can't stop. But have a good one. As I know that in our circle, there are a few other Doctor Who podcasts being recorded this evening.
Yes. Actually, that's because I invited Rod onto this actually ages ago because he's recorded an In the Time Lash, which will be the first of the new run. And he's like, "Oh no, I'm recording a Strictly that night." I was like, "Well, yeah, that'll take up most of the night and into the next morning, probably." So yeah, no worries. Maybe see you next time.
And I believe J.R. Southall and Dylan Reese might be popping by as well at some point this evening. So
after they've recorded their own separate podcasts,
yes,
because this is what men do on weeknights nowadays: just record podcasts across the land. just men of I was going to say various ages between late 30s to early 50s, recording podcasts in their spare rooms, sheds, and kitchens.
Most men just go out to the actual pub, and here we are in a podcast about pubs, but nowhere near one.
I mean, this was the inevitable sort of full circle moment, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We spent 10 years going, oh, let's recapture the pub spirit, and then went, should we just do a YouTube stream where it's just that? Would
Just
that
being
not
in the
be
pub.
easier?
Gareth Bowley has joined us. Evening, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Evening, Gareth. Evening. Hello.
And Fraser says that he doesn't think that he thinks actually that 5 hours will be an optimistically short recording. Honestly. How was Hooverville? I didn't get to go. How was Hooverville?
Well, I think
an evening to Pandorica Kitten as well.
Pandorica Kitten? You wouldn't put a kitten in the Pandorica, surely. Look at it.
Why did I see that in my head? Like the videos, the start of videos about you wouldn't pirate a video. You wouldn't put a kitten in the Pandorica.
You wouldn't put a kitten in the Pandorica.
No, sorry. How was Hooverville?
It was great. It was like a proper, as we always talk about, proper old school convention, but it was in a cinema. So it was at the Quads in Derby, which is a two-screen art house venue. Wonderful venue, which I think is having some funding difficulties. So, if you can help them out so I can go back next year and host another Q&A. But so that was quite a nice vibe to it, because all the panels were kind of held in the cinema screens, which kind of gave everything kind of like quite a nice kind of high-end feel. It didn't feel like you're just in a sort of hotel function room, kind of struggling to hear at the back. It was properly, proper cinema, wired for sound. It was good. And just lots of merch on sale. Lots of interest stuff. Rob Ritchie was selling his kind of 3D printed replicas and sort of fake Dapple figures and things like that. So that was quite fun. Lots of kind of niche kind of merch that you wouldn't necessarily get anywhere else. So it was really nice to see a bunch of people. I did queue to get an autograph from Katie Manning for an inordinate amount of time. I missed my lunch because I was like, it must have been an hour. And it was literally because I've told this story.
You know what the most amazing thing about what you just did is where you picked that DVD up from was exactly on the table behind you.
It was
exactly.
Well, did I remain in shock? Because I thought the minute I left my chair, you kind
of disappeared. We could still see your jumper, but we could see where you were reaching from, and it's like you took it off the table. Lovely. Behind you.
Yes, it's not. I told a version of this story on Jim Allenby's What's in the Box podcast, which I think's out the weekend. But hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Obviously, this podcast would not really have been possible if you and I and the Dexestio Funmaker had not kind of, I think, the first time we kind of maybe properly bonded was on the Green Death Day. Because I definitely remember meeting Derek properly in the queue for the subway, like outside the event in the lunch break, sort of thing. But anyway,
where was that? That was the one. I know what that is. That hotel,
so the Novotel in Edinburgh.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And Lothian, well, just off
Lothian Road. Yeah.
So anyway, so obviously on that day, I got it signed by Stuart Bevan, Barry Letts, Terence Dix, Nicholas Courtney, all of whom have now sadly passed away. Yeah. And in all of that time, despite however many times I bumped into Katie Manning, been to convention panels where Katie Manning's been, speaking and signing autographs, I never thought to get it signed by Katie Manning. It was.
Yes, it does.
It was.
But in a good, contagious way.
So I was like, well, this time I'm getting it signed. And I was in that queue for such a long time. And she's got that thing where
that's magic. Like even now, like who likes classic Doctor Who doesn't have Katie Manning's autograph?
Well, and this is my point.
Right, okay.
So I'm in this queue. And Katie's got this whole thing where like she makes you feel, and she's done it to me before, and it is lovely.
Yeah.
She makes you feel like she remembers you. And given her eyesight, her advanced years and the amount of Doctor Who conventions she goes to, that is statistically improbable. But she makes you feel as if like you're an old friend, and it's a lovely skill that she has.
Yeah.
But as a result of that, there's a lot of people just queuing up to get hugs from Katie Manning.
Oh, is that it?
Like, oh, hi, Katie. Lovely to see you again. All that kind of thing. And I'm standing in this queue going, oh, don't take the piss. Get your autograph, get your hug and go. Like, you know, stop going, oh, well, last time I spoke to you, I was telling you about, you know, we were getting some house renovations done or whatever. Or you know, I've had the surgery done and it went well. It's like, come on.
Right, okay. Yes.
To the point that when I finally went up, the woman who was handling all the autographs, who, you know, in a sort of collector mania kind of thing, would be taking the money. In this case, she was just like ticking off your kind of free autograph list.
Yeah.
She was getting increasingly stressed out that this queue would not go down by the time Katie had to leave. So she was very much like, who's it to? And she was like looking at it going, is it to Mark? Yeah, because obviously all these other people have written Mark on the DVD. I was like, yeah, it is, yeah. And she handed it to Katie Manning and she's like signing it. And she's like, oh, do you want a hug? I'm not allowed to get up from the table anymore. And I was like, do you know what? That's absolutely fine, because I feel for all these people behind me and I don't want to take the piss and drag it out.
I was going to say, because you could have gone one of two ways. You could have just like hurried the place up, or you could have been vindictive and just went, well, I'm going to fucking tell her all about my attic conversion.
Take selfies with her, you know, even though you could have paid 20 quid for a photo. I see you, Doctor Who fans, you know.
Yeah. So now you've got, can you show it? So you've got the 5, you've got a Green Death, and you've got the 5.
Hang on, I'll turn the background off because it won't work with the background on, I don't think. So I'll take that off for a minute. So there they all are. It's not
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, that's better.
Put you on solo, if I can do that. Can I do that? Oh yeah, let me do solo layout so everyone can have a wee look.
There we go. So
that is a creature of beauty right there.
Nick Courtney is the only one to sign in silver, but fair enough, it's Nick Courtney, I'll allow it. And then Katie just wrote directly across the Doctor Who logo.
Did she make any comment about all the signatures?
No, because also she's kind of blind, isn't she?
She had no idea what she was
She had no idea who else had written that, and I didn't also
just
want to
stick
be
some legal documents in
look,
front of her. And
look at all these people you used to work for that are now dead. I didn't want to be that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like the host of Who Do You Think You Are or something, trying to get celebrities to cry on cue. That's not my bag.
Well, at least it went off without a hitch, you know, considering that, because we talked about this in the group chat, that conventions these days could just go so fucking wrong in terms of inappropriate behavior, like at the Northern Ireland Comic Con for that girl who's in The Boys.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But I is that a young person? I mean, that sounds ancient, but is that a younger, like, extremely online thing?
I don't know.
I feel like Doctor Who fans of a certain age, predominantly the kind of ones that go to conventions like Hooverville and stuff like that, they're too shy to be doing anything like that.
You're right. There was 5 attempts and nobody got it. Stevens.
And the guy that voiced Stevens is dead now as well, isn't he? So I can't even get him to do it.
Yeah, wasn't it John Dirth? He's the guy who then shows up as Lupton in Planet of the Spiders.
It was, yes. So I can't get him to do it. If only I had a time machine.
Peel and Trenchard, a great mate, or What's on the Tapes, is watching. No panel room will ever beat Portsmouth Comic Con. Panels held in a plush council debating chamber. Couldn't hear most of what they were saying, but my bottom has never been comfier. That is not wrong. I do like a convention. If you can't have like a proper professional looking convention, like you said, Hooverville, like it's with cinema seats and like you want it as fucking daft as possible. Like you want to be able to go.
Yeah.
Cannot believe I saw Jodie Whittaker in a Masonic hall in Telford. Like that kind of thing.
But the Portsmouth Comic Con thing sounds great, because if I was running that and you had the council debating chamber to host a panel inside, you would absolutely be getting Colin Baker and Michael Jaston in there, and they'd be in like opposing parts of the council debate chamber. Be amazing. Can't do it now, obviously, but
I would definitely.
But that's the fourth time I've mentioned a dead actor. Let's move happily on.
That's where we live now. That's where we live now. Like a lot of the things that ignited our fandom are properly. We're not even at 8 o'clock and it's already gone really depressing. But a lot of our fandom education is saying and has said goodbye. I just can't look at pictures of Tom Baker anymore. For instance, like, God bless him.
He'll outlive us all.
Yeah, he probably
has
will.
A brain in a jar or something like that.
That's a pickled brain. Newport's awful Comic Cons in the leisure centre with guests walking past children going to the swimming pool. Now that's what you fucking talking about. This is actually an amazing moment for our friend Cameron to join, because he could tell us all about fucking Carlisle Comic Con when he arrives. Hello, Cameron.
Hello.
For the
you all right? How are you doing?
I'm great. How
Hello.
are you, man?
I'm not doing bad. Not doing bad. I just thought I'd jump on in and say hi.
Well, we're talking about Comic Cons. What's Carlisle Comic Con like? Is it held in a leisure centre full of swimming classes, or is it a debating chamber deal? Where is it held?
No, it's a secondary school. Pretty much.
Even better than I was expecting.
Yes, it's the Richard Rose Academy in Carlisle. So they obviously hire it out occasionally as a venue for these sort of things over the weekends and things like that throughout the year. And around about mid-March, that's when Carlisle Comic Con decided to come a calling.
My favourite thing about Carlisle, it was Carlisle Comic Con. That when Michael Jaston died, they put up a social media which just had his picture and the tacky tagline of "No longer attending, no longer attending, no longer attending" paste across the image.
And I and many others on their Facebook group were like kind of going, yeah, we get the fact he's no longer attending, but there is a reason for that, and this is maybe not in the best of taste. And to be fair, it took them about half an hour, but to be fair, eventually they went, oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I suppose a man has died. It's like, yeah.
It could have been worse. So, they could have just put cancelled in big red letters over it.
Yeah, that would be the next step. That would be like the only step lower would have been that, to be honest.
Although
just...
knowing his political leanings, that would probably be a bit too ambiguous. Ambiguous would be like, see, has he been cancelled or is he dead? What's happened? So we've got another guest joining us. I think this needs a little introduction. Got another guest joining us. He'd asked, can he not have the camera on? And I said to him, look, sure, just have a fun avatar. Fuck me. Yes, he has done. It's PDT. We're just going to give this little solo layout because it deserves to be seen.
God's name.
That's Dylan. That's Mark. That's Richie. That's me. Fuck me. And that's not Eamon Holmes in the middle. That's everyone's favorite Ian Levine.
That's incredible.
Wow.
My first thought was that I'd try and Photoshop Dan Hadley into scenes from Rogue, but I thought this would be less contentious. I figure Ian Levine's less likely to come along and sort of be recommended it on Facebook. So
I like the fact that I mean, it looks fairly obvious that Mark and I's face has been kind of like Photoshop on. It does look like you have actually captured Dylan and Richie at play. Like, it looks like those look like real guys that showed up to that photo shoot.
I think they were, weren't they? I didn't put them in.
Gareth, oh my word, he's not wrong. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
What I like about it is how sort of ravaged Ben looks, you know, in that photo, as if him and Ian maybe had a little private moment before the photo shoot.
The mental thing is I'm 12 years younger in that photo than I am now.
I was going to say, I think that was one of the earlier photos that I used in terms of dates.
And they're all coming out now. It's Cam's mate from the Polis box. It's Lee. Hello, mate. Welcome in.
Hello.
Question one. That image, what in the holy hell am I looking at?
I was wondering the same.
I just googled Ian Levine, and that was what came up.
Image number one.
Is that the boy band that he in his autobiography he tells this story about how he produced a couple of singles for Take That, fell out with Take That, and then like started like a spite boy band.
A spite boy band.
No, because these guys
Called
guys
Fuck This.
Like, I don't know when the photo was taken, but these guys existed in the late 70s. So.
Oh, okay. Fair.
And also, Ian's a lot younger than when he did Take That.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
He's in his white shorts, huffing phase there. Definitely.
I was going to say allegedly, but it's all in his autobiography. So.
Apparently, because I mentioned this on Gallifrey Based a few weeks ago, because someone brought up the white shorts thing, and I said, look, I don't know if using that stuff from his because he didn't release his autobiography, it got leaked, and I don't know if that's okay. And then I used to make sure, ask people to just openly ask and photos with themselves wearing white shorts, so I wouldn't worry about it.
You're breaking up there, and it's comedically bringing your voice back into focus at the most inappropriate words you could be saying in that. All we heard is white shorts.
It was very Rowley Birkin, wasn't it? Just the occasional thing breaking through.
Is that one of the deleted photos from the?
I've ticked the thing. I've unticked the thing which said reduce mic background noise.
Ah, right. Okay, cool.
But yeah, he used to solicit photos of people in white shorts on his forum, apparently. So
allegedly.
I take it this wasn't like a kind of Wimbledon thing.
No.
Baseball's an awful lot. Hey.
Where are you, Lee? I said that.
I'm in Cameron's neck of the woods.
I know where you are.
Oh yes, just down the road.
I'm in the Green Man.
Hey.
I didn't tell him I was looking for a missing schoolgirl because, that tends not to go down well. That's the area of the country. And I'm not Hugh Edwards, so.
Writing an autobiography that allegedly ended up getting leaked is very on brand for the songwriter of Doctor in Distress.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he just gave, because he gave several interviews where he was like, I've got my autobiography here. It's only ever going to be seen by the 50 people I'm closest to. All this nonsense. Then someone pops up on Twitter sharing screen grabs of an email exchange with Ian, in which he just gave out his thing as an attachment in the hopes of getting sex from him.
Wow.
Allegedly?
Wow.
I saved it there. We have another guest joining us. Brilliant. Add to stage our friend Richie. Here he is, who you may recognise the back of his head from Mark's interview with Dominic Lynn at Hooverville.
Oh,
I can hear you. Yes, you're on. Hello.
I can't hear you. Sorry, I'm playing with my
settings
still. I can't hear you.
It's probably for the best. It means that you're cleared legally for any anything that may result from
whatever you're saying. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
That's a start.
Is there anything I have to do for you, sound? Oh, he's frozen.
Richie's favourite YouTuber is the rabbi from another planet, apparently.
Oh, I see what it is.
Can you hear us? Are you there?
I'm in.
Yes,
it was trying to play audio through my microphone. Sorry.
Through the microphone.
Stupid. Again, you don't really get these complications if we all just met in the pub, but this is as good as it gets.
But also, we are quite geographically distant.
Challenged.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one way.
How are you doing,
it.
Ricky?
The hubris of us to just broadcast a Zoom hangout in 2024. It's not even. There's not even a pandemic going on. Do you know
What
what I
we're
mean?
essentially doing tonight, we're just live broadcasting our WhatsApp group. That's what's happening.
Yes.
Essentially,
Which is
yeah.
what the people
There
want.
is that.
Recorded.
Oh, well, I thought we were doing a sing along from Les Mis. I thought that was what was going to be.
Still time. Still time.
Well, that's the closer. That's the
Thank you, baked potato.
Although I have been given some topics for discussion. If anybody wants to dive into one of those.
Organized fun. Yes, please.
Okay.
No, I like just to kind of so we're not just the Digzestio Funmaker's been in touch
Brilliant.
to basically go. I've got a topic for tonight. If you have time, we've always got time for the Digzestio Funmaker. Collections. Do you buy any old shite? Who has the biggest? I presume he means the biggest collection of any old shite, rather than.
Oh no, not the.
But
not
we could go
Doctor
down.
Who
We
the
could go down
collection.
that route if we want, but maybe not.
You've got 2 hours to fill.
Well, let's start with you, Mark, because you've got your collection, or at least some of it, proudly displayed at the back.
Yeah, my problem is I go through phases. So like I'll get like hyper focused on like I'm gonna buy. So like for example, these fucking things like Star Trek figures. I went through a period where it's like
solo layout.
I want. Let's get this boy out as well.
Cheeky Chief O'Brien. Oh, cheeky
Chief
Captain
O'Brien,
Sisko.
cheeky
Oh,
Captain
I don't have the bald one.
Yeah, I know.
My Guinness can claim to be a pint, and I've just realised that my Canadian pint glass is not a pint.
Oh,
And now,
everywhere.
I need to get some kitchen roll. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh,
that's what he
right.
said.
Okay.
But he
So,
was just really excited to see a bald Captain Sisko action figure.
I like how that only sunk in once he went beyond the top of the glass there. Rather than thinking, I should probably stop now. No, I just committed it. I'll keep going now.
But yeah, so I just kind of buy, like I go through periods where I really want to get all of this. So I bought all the next gen characters as action figures. And then I was like, I'm going to get all the Deep Space Nine ones. Then I started to see how much the DS9 figures were kind of going for. And I was like, maybe I'll just stick to my 4 favorite characters. I'll get a Sisko, a Chief O'Brien, an Odo, and a Garrick. And that will be the end of it. But in terms of like Doctor Who, I think I've definitely kind of calmed down a bit. It's mostly just to collect the Blu-ray box sets and just random Like I went through that period of just buying sort of Partridge-esque autobiographies of Doctor Who actors.
So, Mike, can I just stop you for a little moment there? So, because I'm cheap, I didn't actually pay for a subscription to StreamYard. This is the free version. What it means is that we're only allowed 6 people on screen chatting. And we just had the 7th show up.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to duck out for a second whilst I go and get a bottle opener for my red wine. And I'm going to bring Mikey Smith on for you all. I'll pretend I'm off at the bar and Mikey's arrived and we'll see each other.
But then what are we going to do after that?
We'll work it out. I'll see what happens. But I think Mikey's worth the entry fee, so we'll welcome him in. So bear with me. I'm going to get rid of myself and then Mikey's going to pop on. So.
There he goes.
There's no good long-term.
Am I in charge now?
That is
Hey!
Hello.
hey.
All of it.
Hello.
So
Ben is
listen, I'll just
regenerated.
cover for Ben while he's. I mean, he's recently, become a dad. He's got responsibilities. I'll just step in.
Nice. Speaking of collections, you've got a little bully behind you there.
Oh yeah, it's a bullseye from Bullseye.
Did you actually go on Bullseye and win that yourself, or was it on eBay?
Yeah, yes, I was on in 1986 with my then wife Sandra. Well, I haven't spoken to her in years. I mean, she's 63.
You got the speedboat and you got the bully figure.
Yeah.
Right, Ricky, Scotland. That's correct. So, how the hell is this going to work? I can only stay on for half an hour anyway. Because my current wife has told me that's how long I can stay on for.
Hold on. Can I ask? See, when we set this up, when you put the link out to the world, Is everyone
It wasn't
coming
the
in?
world. It was the group chat. I'm not insane.
But you've been tweeting it. The link that you've been tweeting.
No, I tweeted the YouTube link.
Yeah,
Wait a minute,
YouTube to
I-
watch it, but not.
Oh,
I
bloody
thought
hell.
it was like loads of people were coming in to hang out. I didn't realise we were.
They're in the chat, but I can't access. Oh, actually, maybe I can access the chat. Hang on.
So are we on YouTube?
I think we're live
Yes.
right now, yeah.
We're live
Yes, we're
on
on
Racking up
YouTube.
those views.
Right, there's no comments from
I
the
was-
chat. I can see the comments though. That's something.
I was
But yeah,
just
we're live on
thinking, maybe, how much is the StreamYard thing? Maybe we could, and it's 30, the most basic paid one, 36 quid a month.
Get
Because I've got it
away.
always cheap then.
Yeah, but it's
Say
not
that.
for people like us. It's for people like Bradley Walsh's children who want to set up, who want to start streaming. It's not for the likes of us, lads. It's for Bradley Walsh's 5 children who are definitely going to be online and TV sensations. That's who that's for. That's not for the likes of us.
Also, I didn't realise that when I was spilling my Guinness earlier that this was all going out to the.
Not a euphemism,
Yeah.
by the way.
What did you think was happening?
I thought you'd set up like a live link and then people were coming in like this, and we were all just like it was a big pub meetup.
That's what I thought, Richie.
Well, it is, but it's broadcast on YouTube.
The very,
It is, but the pub,
the other
pub,
table
right?
just had to sit and watch us.
the
Yeah.
pub is extending beyond the fourth wall, so
I see.
that the YouTube commenters are also the pub patrons.
Got you.
Right.
You know, so mind your language, watch your behaviour. You know,
Well,
Just
now
sort
that I
of
know I'm
shouting at us from across the bar. Oh, you fucking! Was that one of the deleted photos from the 5 Doctors?
yeah, exactly.
Wait, who was that?
That was me.
That was a disembodied voice of Pete Dillon Trenchard.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is that PDT?
Yeah.
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 Andy made a photograph of
I've
us.
had a
and
great
he was in
night.
there.
I've had a great night.
I've had a lovely day, Jim.
Come on, we've all had too much. Come on, let's just call a close to this. Ben will be back soon from his life. He's set up. I need some different headphones. Hang on.
I mean, if you're going to do this again next month, you could just use the Polis Box account because that's like paid because we're not cheapskates like on the time Lash. And we could have as many as we want then. Just give
Is
us
there
the
a free
options.
trial we can do?
What, on the Polis Box? You've done too.
Is it, no, I mean on this. Has anybody got
Yeah, I know. Like that Blue Sky thing, you need to invite folk. Is that what you need to do? Generate a code for them, let them
Oh
in.
God, yeah.
Yeah,
And if
easy
they're
enough done though. I realise that this is very
miss-
much doing admin live on YouTube, but it's a possibility. If you want to use it next month, we'll set you up. You can use
But
ours.
going back to collections, Richie, you've got one of those, right? Haven't you?
This is like prime live entertainment. This is Noel's house party on a
The
Saturday
chaos.
night.
This is. Ben's
I
back. I
was
don't know what he
gonna
wants me to do about it.
Did you get
Well,
any
I don't know how this
DS9
is going to
figures?
work.
Sorry, I've just jumped in. Did you get
You
any?
know,
of
we're
the
going to have to
DS9?
make the tough decision of who to get rid of.
Well, wait a minute. No, hang on. I've got a solution.
Cut a long story short, good night, Richie. It's been
No, I've got an idea. If I remember rightly, last time Ben had a second account that didn't have its camera on, but he was just like testing out the audio, right? If you
okay.
turned the
that does sound
avatar
suspicious.
off, I think we could get Ben in and it would be all right.
Well, you see, it's not an avatar. It's a virtual cam. But I mean, if I can turn it off, stop cam.
There we go.
Now.
Okay.
Oh, but then that's still on the screen. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I hate to. I think Ben's locked himself out of his own live stream.
Right, hang on.
By going to the bar.
I can come up
Chaos.
with a solution while we're doing this. Wait there. I might be able to get us around it.
Consult the Polish Box IT department.
Yeah, this is off the clock. You're getting charged double time here. I've had enough of this today. Let's see. Create live stream. Skip for now.
Anyway,
Talk
I
amongst
suppose
yourselves.
we should busk while he's doing this. Mikey, whatever happened to Mikey and Who?
Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. Yes.
Where's Mikey and Who gone? Where is it? It was the best
Well,
Doctor
hang on a-
podcast.
Hang on a minute. You're supposed to ask me a few other questions to settle me in. You don't come straight in with that. You've got to settle me in. How's your day?
I'm Paxman in it. Come on.
We've got a comment
well,
from
you know
Planet
We're in
Earth.
an episode.
They're still going through Paxman's phone.
Oh,
You need to
Didn't
follow
you
the news a
record
bit
an
more
episode of
closely.
Mikey and Who?
So yeah, Mikey and Who's just it's just we're going. What's happening is we're going through a transitional phase.
right.
Yeah, all companies at some stage have to go through a period of transformation, and you can't. That can't happen overnight. Now you guys don't know this, but this stuff doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of conversations need to take place. Me and Richie have been discussing it, haven't we, mate?
Oh yeah.
See,
Big
so
time.
there's a lot of discussions. Things have to change, but change has to wait. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Big media partnerships have
Oh my God, has Richie acquired the podcast?
No, I've got a bit of a deal in the offing with the Caravan channel. PDT, put the hot pit. Oh,
It's back up by popular demand.
By popular demand, yeah. It is an extraordinary image.
It is, isn't it?
Seared onto my retinas.
If I'm gonna put like the usual Polish box Scottish football kind of reference in here, it's like Ben's been the manager who's got the touchline ban. He's just trying to instruct people from somewhere far up in the stands.
Ben's been sent to the stands.
Just watching half the faces in the
What's
chat.
everyone's favourite? Fuck off, right, Ammo?
I like how Ben's just hijacked his own stream in the chat because he's locked himself out and none of us can let him back in. This is going brilliantly.
Surely control has to pass to someone when Ben's kind of left. Surely.
Going for gold.
Right.
What? Lee, I think Lee's in charge now anyway. It's
I
fine.
think I may have cracked it. I'm going to send you a message in the private chat, Mark.
Okay.
As details you might not want to give out over the internet, like your credit card. So I'll send that just now. And then
Save that one for when Dylan gets here.
we've had a viewer come in with a topic to discuss around the Jodie Whittaker era. I don't know if any of you caught those episodes. I mean, what do you think? Women on television, good idea, bad idea? Come on, don't be scared to put your real views out there. You've all got views on this in your little private WhatsApp. Let's hear it in front of
I like fucking Mikey fucking storming in here like an agent provocateur going, right, fucking, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my
who haven't I
God.
met before? I've not met Cam before. Have I? I've
Nope.
not met Lee.
Don't think we've met. Nope.
Yep, not in person, we haven't, no.
There's a whole. Oh.
Are either of you going on our are we allowed to tell the public about our thing that we're doing or not?
As long as you don't say the
You can do what you want,
date
yeah.
or the
In case it
location.
gets swamped by our many fans, yeah.
So-
there's loads of people for it.
So a couple of us like-minded individuals are going on a Doctor Who related pub crawl around London in October, and if you do see us out there, say hello.
There's a bit
Oh,
of a
wait.
John Woo type standoff happening as to which podcast is going to turn it into content first.
Sorry, did I miss anything?
It's Ben.
Oh god.
Sorry, I asked Pete if I could pop out. If he could pop out for a second. Don't worry, he's not gone forever. Pete will be back. Sorry. Sorry, I saw Lee feverishly try to work away how to hack the system for the On the Time Lash YouTube account, which is
I'm in.
surely the worst use of any of those skills.
You say worst.
Yeah, I just to be honest, I didn't know so many people were going to show up and have a nice time, which is amazing because there's about 6 of us here and there's at least 15 people watching according to the metrics I've got here, which is nice.
Wow.
An amazing amount of. Oh, Mark's gone. I could have just fucking fucked him off as well. Oh, Mark has actually gone. All right, well, we'll bring back Pete then. There he is. Welcome
I'm
back.
just passing trade. I'm only here for another
I
half an
didn't
hour.
expect anyone to turn up, you know?
I didn't expect anyone to turn up. I mean, the reason for doing this is
Is
obviously
this what your stand-up gigs are like?
this is more people than I've performed in front of for many a year. There's more laughter here as well than I'm used to having. I've been off my stride with this amount of.
Unless
There's a
you
lot
mean
more
sexually,
Barbiton
Wow.
here in the
yes,
chat, isn't he?
more on both.
You know, I mean, Pete is 5 people there in his avatar. I mean, this is huge. I mean, this is a terrific audience.
Ben, how is how you?
That's the reason I've done it because
Oh.
you know, I'm chatting in style. I flat on my back.
You've perfectly put yourself in the way of Ian Levine.
Yes,
So
actually, thank you.
it
There we
looks
go.
even worse for you. It's like prime up the arse corner from the Viz. I was going to say Private Eye. Private Eye don't have an up the arse corner. The Viz does.
PDT, I've often visualized you in my mind, and I never saw you with a beard.
Oh, really?
Yep, never.
I've
Never thought.
had one. Yeah, but it's good to see you, Mikey. I feel like you don't quite know how to feel about me sometimes.
Oh shit, we're going there, are we? Yeah.
Keep it light, boys. Keep it light.
It's not early enough to deal with, or not late enough to deal with beefs.
Yeah.
What's that hat that they wear in the Doctor Who story Snake Dance? You know, where it's got like a helmet and then it's got like, is it the 5 faces of wisdom?
all the different
yeah.
faces. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
what-
yeah.
It looks like what Pete is wearing right now, except the faces of wisdom and other Doctor Who podcasters.
Ben, how is fatherhood? How is fatherhood, Ben? I've not had a chance to see you since.
It is pretty good. It's I'm enjoying it in as far as you can enjoy it whilst not having a lot of sleep.
Yeah,
how's
you have
the
to
kid
kind of
enjoying-
reclassify the
enjoying-
concepts of enjoyment, don't you?
Yeah, he's all right actually. He had his vaccinations today,
Amazing.
so he's all right. I thought he was going to be kicking off all night, but he's actually just really sleepy. Sorry, Mark's just disappeared, so I'm just going to find out where Mark is. It's that point in the night where we're all pissed in the pub and like, where's my mate? Where's he going?
Last thing I remember, a big black triangle came down out of nowhere, and the next thing he was gone.
Oh, another one's gone.
Oh, Pete's gone as well.
Oh, wait.
All right,
Oh.
all right. Pete and Mark, eh? What are you up to? Who are you talking to outside of the pub in the alleyway trying to buy some stuff? Okay.
Richard Franklin, probably.
Yeah, probably. Louis Vuitton, Calvin Klein.
Mark's laptop is having a bit of a mare, so that's what's happening. Look, if you're watching this at home, nobody ever said it was going to be professional. Okay, this is the vibe we wanted, and we've got it. So.
I said like it's an actual stylistic choice, and not just what's
and a
happened.
threat at the same time as well. Sorry, Mikey, you were talking about the pub crawl because
Yes.
I'm really excited
would.
about this.
Yeah, so are you coming?
I don't know. I think so, but leave it
Well,
with me.
hang on. Why aren't you sure? What do we need to do? What do we need
I
to?
just have to line up money.
Oh, money. You want money?
I don't want money. Don't make it sound like I've got a dance for you on this live.
Right. See,
stream.
we got Rich.
Not
See,
even
we
half
got
past eight.
Richie. See, we got Richie on the call.
Yeah.
Richie is an independent videographer. Okay, he's loaded. He's absolutely loaded. Richie, £200 for Ben, please. Can you make it happen? Exactly.
I'll pass it
Yeah.
over right now.
Yeah. So don't worry.
Wow, this was easy. I didn't expect.
Don't you worry. I'll put you in a twin Travelodge room.
Oh, having said that, I'd be absolutely fine if we all just start a crowdfunder to get pissed on. Has anyone ever had like the brazen quality to start a crowdfunder for like I want to get shit faced on a
Absolutely.
Saturday? Please donate.
I've never done a crowdfunder.
The
Has
guy-
anyone ever
the
done a
guy-
Kickstarter?
Remember the guy that got sacked from fucking GB News, and then he ran a crowdfunder for donations, and then everyone got really upset with him when he went to Disney World.
Who was that, Rich?
That Cam Robinson guy.
Oh, I don't remember him.
He was
Calvin
the
Robinson, the
Calvin,
fucking
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
prick.
There's
I've often
very
thought,
embarrassing- there's
though-
photos of me and him on Facebook because he used to be a games guy.
Oh,
I've often
dear.
thought that if lots of people, if you could convince loads of people to give you £1, say every month, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
Patreon.
people have been having that thought since Twitter was invented.
You know,
What?
okay, so you know, like,
2012 ago, what if every one of you gave me £1?
Mate,
okay, so
I
didn't
do you know how
invent.
many
Pounds.
people? Hang on. Do you know how many people have read my fucking What Culture articles? Over 2 million. Now, if I had £1 for every person that had read one of those articles, I'd be fucking raking it in. But I'm aware that that's
Yeah, you would.
unfortunately not how their business model fucking works.
So I'll tell you who invented this: Richard Pryor in Superman 3. So Richard Pryor in Superman 3 works out a way of taking a penny out of everyone's wages, and he sends
No,
it all
Mikey.
himself.
Mikey, no, it's he takes all the quarter pennies.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Takes
That's
all the
it.
Quarter, half and quarter pennies.
Yeah.
And,
So why don't we do that, and then Ben can go on the Doctor Who pub crawl around London.
yeah, just a bit of basic fraud.
Nothing illegal.
We'll get Ben on. We'll get Ben out in the pub.
Fine.
Do we know-
I'm happy to do that.
In all seriousness, if it was a matter of all of us chucking in 20, 30 quid to get Ben out, I would happily.
Could
do
you
that.
could you add
I'm not,
could you add
like,
a tenner?
everything-
Could you add a tenner to pay my fucking bar tab because I'm still unemployed?
Yeah, everything is absolutely fine, guys. Like it's, you know,
Okay.
I'm just on the other side of being off work for a bit to raise a child, and
I
so
know.
it's a process of building funds back up again, rather than
And we
your
know
fucking
everything's
wee
okay.
skanky mate.
It's okay. Don't worry. Nobody thinks that you're begging
Ben,
for pub
Ben,
money.
Ben.
I already disappeared from this live chat to pretend there was a way to get some a bottle opener. What everyone is now imagining is I was like outside the window getting half pints passed out to me through fucking the toilet window. Like I'm that guy.
Ben's barred.
Just vaping, just like hanging around looking for fucking discarded vapes at the doorway.
Ben's barred, but we're all the pals that are still in the pub because we're like, well, we could go somewhere else.
Yeah. It is
But it
healthy
is,
to have
yeah.
that kind of relationship. Oh, we've got to all go now because he's barred. Oh, fuck him, he's barred. Fuck him. We'll just sneak drinks out through a long coat every time we go out for a vape. Like that's it's still fun outside, you know. No, but listen, most likely I will be there, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, that'd be
good.
amazing.
Give us the rundown, Mikey, of the pubs that we will be visiting, because if anybody who is watching is in the London vicinity, why don't they join
So
us? Why don't they join
The
us?
whole
No,
idea,
hold on.
folks.
Can I just?
The whole idea is that we go to Doctor Who related pubs.
Yeah,
So places like, you know how John Nathan Turner abused his position at the BBC, and entrapped young men in. I hope this isn't news to anyone, but we're going to go to the pub in Shepherd's Bush where they groomed people. So that's one. Also, we're going to go to the pub in Wapping where the old hag found something.
What in Talons of Weng Chiang?
In Talons of Weng Chiang. And also, we're going to the Coach of Horses,
Yeah.
where Tom Baker used to have a drink and have his toothbrush in his pocket. So it's anything that's vaguely. Oh, and
Dr.
we're going to go
Red-
to the pub where Ace where Ace went in and ordered a Coke.
Yes. So I think we're starting at the Drayton Court in Ealing,
Drayton,
in West
is that what it's called? The
Yeah,
Drayton
Court?
the Drayton Arms or something in West Ealing.
No, that's where we're ending up. So
That's where we're ending.
We're starting in London and ending up west because we want to finish off the night with a Pertwee burger. Because the current site of Pertwee's Burger is still a burger place, and it's on just off Acton High Street. So we're going to have a Pertwee Burger as well.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Dylan's been putting it together, and we've got about, I think it's 9 pubs, which I think is probably our limit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it's 9 pubs, but it's not 9. Like, it's also probably going to be 9 public transports as well between these pubs. Like, we're gonna lose the buzz every time we go on the fucking underground.
I would imagine there's going to be a lot of loud talking going on public transport. You know those loud talkers that get on? That's going to be us. We're going to be doing some loud talking.
Definitely by pub number 4.
Yeah, talking about Richard Franklin's unique Airbnb that he had.
Unbelievable.
You know, he kind of invented Airbnb, but they didn't pay in. Well, we'll have lots of topics, conversations like that.
Yes, he has. Yes, if you were in any doubt, yes, he has.
Who's what?
Mikey's been on GB News.
I have not actually. I've not been on GB
Have you
News.
not?
No.
Oh no.
No, it's Talk TV you've been on.
Take my wife's name out of your mouth. What did I say that?
Would you go on GB News, Mikey?
I pundit around on different things and talk about anything really, but I've not been invited on GB News. I usually come on for light-hearted topics, so I don't think they have any.
Light-hearted. Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back, and he's threatening violence to a pensioner. It's Mark Donaldson.
I don't know if it's StreamYard. I don't know if it's fucking the fact that my missus is having some kind of crisis group chat, crisis video call with her friend. I think it's that. Yeah, the internet can't handle 2 group chat video calls at one time.
I'll tell you what. There's an interesting topic of conversation. Get Amy to relay what the problem is, and we 6 white men will try and we'll sort it out.
Yeah.
We'll just open it up. Does anyone have any problems that they need 6 top bloody lads to sort out in their lives?
Is it a complex HR matter? Because that'd be perfect.
I'm just annoyed because surely they could just do this over the phone. They don't, they're not on YouTube. They're not having this conversation on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're video. Anyway, topics.
So you're not going to tell us what it's about then?
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not
will be exactly like the world's end pub crawl.
Maybe someone at her workplace has worked out how to take 2p off everybody's wages. And create a robotic supervillain. That's what they do at the end of Superman 3, isn't it? It's quite scary, Superman 3. You know when the woman goes into the computer and all the wires start. Yeah, that's really scary.
Superman 3 is really good.
It's my favorite actually.
It's very good.
But then I prefer Weekend at Bernie's 2 to Weekend at Bernie's 1, so I've always been eclectic.
You're not wrong. I like Gremlins 2 better than the Gremlins film.
Oh, yeah. Gremlins 2 is a masterpiece.
Yeah. Okay, good.
It's worth it just for New York. When you one of them.
I saw it as a child, and I thought it was the best thing.
Superman 3 Cyberwoman.
Yeah. That invented Cyberwoman.
Gareth, you had to go and mention that name in this podcast. Cyberwoman, my God.
What did you lads think of Torchwood? I like a bit of Torchwood.
Bringing it back.
Torchwood's shite, innit?
Oh, don't be that guy.
Torchwood's one of those programs that I tuned in every week going, no, I'm being too harsh. Come on, get on board, get with it. And I was just like, no,
Yeah.
it's shite.
It
All these-
definitely
no,
suited the
no.
5 nights a week format better than a 13-episode series.
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
agree.
There's a big jump in, well, I say quality,
Yeah,
particularly
John
with Torchwood, but yeah, there's
Good.
a big jump from series 2 to that.
It is a shame. I was thinking, like, because I mean, I will say I am kind of looking forward to Land and Sea, because I am looking forward to this something that's a bit more long form in Doctor Who. You know, and it's not tied to being Doctor Who, and hopefully Mark's so offended with what I'm saying.
This is such, Richard, this is such shit because
No.
you said exactly the opposite in the group chat the other day. You were like, "Why should we give a fuck with these spin-offs? If the Doctor's
No,
not,
no,
in
you're
it,
right.
nobody
You're right.
cares."
No, you're absolutely right. I did say exactly that. No, but I just mean I'm looking forward to a bit of long form sci-fi that's not just like a guy turns
If you
up,
want
he's
some,
like, "Yeah, everyone,
if you
I'm
want
brilliant,"
some,
and shouts
if you-
at the problem and then fucks off.
I think if you want some long form sci-fi that isn't Doctor Who, go watch some. Why does it have to?
I mean,
Why
he's
does
not
it-
wrong. He's not wrong.
You know how this works, right?
Well, here's an interesting thing then. All right, let's each one of us recommend something that's not Doctor Who that we would.
Oh, that's a good idea, Ben.
That would.
It's a good idea.
Well, I've got mine.
Yeah.
For All Mankind on Apple TV Plus. It's a fucking banger.
Yeah.
The basic premise is, what would have happened if the Russians had landed on the moon first? And it goes from there. That's all I'll say. But it's really good.
Sounds like Crime Traveller, but Russian.
Well, that's my recommendation going, because I was going to say Crime Traveller, so you know.
Sorry, Lee.
It's all right, it's a connoisseur's choice, Mike. We know this.
It is.
We know this.
It is. Only we understand.
Yeah.
Everybody, that was
Anyone
that ran
else?
for 2 series, wasn't it? That was a 2-series
There's
job.
over 2 series.
Did
I
he
think
even
it's
get that
one.
far?
I think it's
It was
only
just
one.
one series. It felt like it went on for ages in my head. Like if it wasn't Crime Traveller, it was Randall and Hopkirk Deceased.
Though
On
for some
Saturday
reason,
nights.
the two of them get mixed up
Yeah,
in your head, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you
Do
mean.
they?
Yeah, they do for me. They're
One
just
was
that
Michael
similar.
French and Chloe Annette. The other one was Reeves and Mortimer and Tom Baker.
Look, I understand they're quite tonally
Tomato,
quite
tomato.
different, but they're just exist in that BBC slop Saturday night.
Sure.
After
You
No's
wouldn't
house
mix,
party,
you wouldn't
campy
mix a
sci-fi.
Crime Traveller with a Jonathan Creek, would you? No. So you would, well, you might.
Look, Mark, Richie's just looking for some long form sci fi, okay? Now get off his case.
What about was Bugs on BBC or was that ITV?
Yeah,
Bugs was
that
on
was
BBC, yeah.
That was BBC, yeah.
With Henry from Neighbours.
Yeah, Craig McLaughlin, wasn't it?
Craig
You're
McLachlan.
watching ITV or BBC or hot new TV quiz show in which
I just want to know what Lee's doing right now because it's like pretty intense. Like
He's digging out his Crime
Yeah,
Traveller fanzines.
he's getting something. I want to know what he's
What's
doing.
he
he's gonna wire.
fucking-
Oh, he's gonna okay. That is the look of a man whose
hoovering.
battery is running down.
I'm just waiting for him to get like a big box with a big lever on it and then push it down and something explodes in the distance.
And then all Mark's stuff behind
One of
him
us
just explodes off the wall.
What's it? Has anyone else got a recommendation? Has anybody watching? Has anybody been watching anything that's less than 10 years old?
Yeah, can I suggest one? This
Yeah,
is a bit
for All
left
Mankind,
field.
although not
I
recently.
like a
No,
bit of horror.
Mark, you've had it. I'm just asking.
This is quite recent, so I quite like the Wolf Creek films. Well, I very much like the Wolf Creek films, and there is a Wolf Creek series, and it's rather good.
Is it horror?
It's horror, yeah, but the series is kind of slightly different to the films, as it sort of has to be, and it's more. I don't know what you say, but it's more than just horror.
Okay.
So yeah, the Wolf Creek series, give it a go, especially if you like Wolf Creek.
Cool.
I'm just still
Why have you all
fascinated
gone
by
so
Lee.
quiet? I'm just making.
Hey, we're just listening. We're just listening to your recommendation.
I haven't suggested you all get into like football
Whatever
or
the fuck
something.
Lee's doing with that cable. Like,
Yeah.
Mikey, you don't have Mikey. It's okay.
Hello.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to get. We're just
Thanks,
giving you the
Richie.
space.
I know.
Tell us about the things you love.
I know. I love it. I like it when you talk to me like that. I feel like I'm back at Richard Franklin's place. Jostling for position in the house. I want the big bedroom next week, Richard.
Move me into the pantry.
You can't libel the dead, thankfully.
That was the actual great teabag mystery. What? Sorry.
Fucking hell. Oh, brilliant. Okay, well, I mean, it's 8:30. I mean, of course. Let's just take it for everyone. I want to fucking know what Lee is doing. What is Lee doing? What is he doing? Cam, what is Lee doing?
Ben, before what have you
Well,
been
what do you
watching?
think?
I don't know. Does he do this during Polis Box? I don't know. I just want to know what he's fucking.
No, well, occasionally, yeah, he disappears. But usually, it's cat related.
All right, okay, maybe it's that. Okay, I just want to see him like wrestling a body past his open door that he's convenient.
Wait, he left the room.
Yeah, he's left the room. I don't know what he's fucking doing.
Yeah, it'll be something. It'll be something cat related. There'll be cats like at the door and one into the room.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
There he
here
is.
he goes. Yep, barricading the door. Fuck them cats. Leave them outside.
Okay.
They're eating the cats. So-
he didn't even know we were talking about him.
He didn't
That's-
hear
Yeah, he
any
doesn't
of
know
that.
there's a
He soon
whole
will. He soon will. He'll click on.
Lee, whatever the fuck you were doing,
Yes.
you looked intense. What was going on?
Our Wi-Fi is so terrible in this house that I've had to get the Ethernet cable down and run it all the way down the stairs to the modem.
Oh, that
He's
explains
been
it.
rewriting
So-
power from auxiliary systems.
Yeah, the Parliament. That's entirely down now. But yeah, I had to
The
get the
ironic
cable
thing
out.
about that is we saw everything over Wi-Fi perfectly with what you were doing.
That's why-
Wi-Fi's better than Mark's.
This is why I earn the big bucks in IT, you know. Make things
But
worse for
ironically, you
everybody.
also looked a lot like Chloe Annette when she's building her time travel system in her flat. That is just an assembly of stuff from cash converters. It's really shit.
That is where I take my inspiration from, Mikey.
Yeah.
Just solely from that alone. Yeah, I had to get my cable out, and of course it was getting his cable out
Oi,
that
oi.
got John Barrowman in trouble in the first place.
In the first place.
Hey!
Which takes us back to Torchwood. See, it's all.
See?
It's all connected.
Oh, yeah.
What about you,
It's,
Cam? What do you recommend, Cam? Just.
Well, I don't know if I've got anything sort of recent or anything like that, but
I swear to God, if you recommend wrestling,
I'm not
Guess what?
gonna recommend it. I do try not talk about wrestling all the time.
actually, here's a question: has wrestling ever had like anything close to a sci-fi plotline?
Any
Any alien abductions or?
What was the one where somebody gave birth to a hand?
that was Mae Young and Mark Henry, 1998. It was fucking mad. It was mad times, man. I do remember like a wrestler arriving via flying saucer. That was quite impressive.
That's awesome.
It was the Black Scorpion wrestling Sting in WCW in like the early 90s, and it was Ric Flair in a mask basically. But he arrived in sort of some weird kind of flying saucer thing at the top of the ramp, and it was just like a bit mad. But don't think they've had anything alien abduction wise. You'd probably have to check Lucha Underground for that, because they were kind of. Oh no, wait a minute! Someone did become a starship apparently at the end of Lucha Underground. So I don't know if that counts. That's more leaving the planet rather than arriving. So I don't know.
Or any sort of bionic implants, or I'm trying to think what
that would-
sci-fi you can tie into wrestling.
God, I'm trying to remember now.
Maybe one of them travels
There
in time.
is Chris Statlander, who had a gimmick that she was a wrestling alien. She's not so much now, but she started in AEW as a wrestling alien. So if you, Google Chris Statlander, it's Chris with a K.
So it started. So what's the climb down from that storyline? Like, what's the transition from no, I was a wrestling alien,
Well-
but I'm just a legit wrestler now? How does that manifest?
It's kind of like she just starts not wearing as much makeup and not having weird kind of like, keyboard music for her entrance, and then just everyone kind of goes, she's kind of a normal human now.
Right. And just
Just
one day
since
they
she's
don't
turned-
mention it, and that's it.
Yeah, they just kind of go, forget about the whole alien thing. We'll just she's actually just a proper human now. She's acclimatized.
She
She,
absorbed a lot of human sweat, and it turned her into a human being. over time.
Exactly. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you said don't recommend wrestling, and now here you asked a wrestling question.
I was suddenly very curious. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
such
okay,
a
it's fine.
hypocrite.
It's fine.
Anyone
There's
remember
no
this?
consistency. Richie, there's no consistency with you this evening. I don't know what's. You're not yourself. Is everything okay?
Sorry, there were several people taking the piss out of me at once there. What was that?
No, I wasn't going to say that. You don't worry. I was just going to say, because I was thinking, like, is there any sort of Doctor Who wrestling connections? And the only thing I could think of was the episode of Torchwood where they have like a underground fight club.
A Weevil Fight Club.
They beat the shit out of fucking aliens or whatever it was. And
Was it
it's
not
great.
Weevils?
It was Weevils, that's it. Was it just the Weevils? I thought there was maybe like other aliens involved, but
Did they get the Weevils to fight each other? I don't quite remember that.
No,
I think
people
it's
were
just-
fighting Weevils, I think.
like
Oh,
Oh, okay, yeah.
stripped to the waist men.
Very cheap. Filmed in a
Weevils.
pub car park.
Lots of
Richie,
shite.
well, let's just ask everyone.
One
Did
thing
you
I'll
win
say
in a
about
fight with a
Torchwood is
Weevil?
it made us appreciate what they did with the Doctor Who budget. Because when you watch Torchwood, you're like, oh, Doctor Who's pretty well funded,
They don't
actually.
have the same budget though, do they? They got like a lesser.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Torchwood made you
Yeah.
realize Doctor Who was fairly well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Doctor
did
Who looked a
well,
lot
though.
better
They
than they right to be.
The same as Sarah Jane Adventures. Like, come on, they did well with.
Oh, I
I'd
love the
love to know
series.
what the budget was, but
It was great.
sorry, Mark. You were saying you liked the Sarah Jane Adventures?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Much better than Torchwood.
Have I told you my Sarah Jane Adventures story?
Oh, which
No.
member of the cast have you shagged?
Okay, so
Mr. Smith.
So, I'm not going to go into the details. Okay, this is not the place. This is not the forum. But I have had relations with Sarah Jane's mum.
Oh, you have told me this before. Yes, yeah, right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
What, with the flashback one?
I said I'm not going to give you the details.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
There's one where Sarah Jane's mum gets married, in there, or something like that. She goes back and she meets her parents,
Right.
doesn't she? Yeah.
Oh.
And the girl
Yeah.
that plays her mum, I've met her.
Okay.
I've met her. I've never been more loaded.
All right, hold on.
So
Is
has
this
anyone
like-
else?
Is
I've
this
got
like a
question.
Bill Clinton met?
You might ask, is anyone else?
How close have you lot got to engaging with somebody from the cast of Doctor Who or its affiliate programs? Because that's the closest I've ever got.
Ooh.
Okay, over to you, Lee.
How engaged are we talking here?
Or you can be a couple removed.
So,
Yeah, you.
well, I once lay down on a mattress that apparently once belonged to Richard Franklin. I don't know if that counts. That's what I was told anyway. I mean,
I
Anybody
worked with a guy. I worked with a guy who was a cop in Torchwood.
Okay, someone
That's
else.
all I've got.
Wait, sorry, you went out with a guy who.
No, I worked with a guy.
Oh, right.
who was a cop
Sorry.
in Torchwood.
I thought there was a
Anybody
revelation
else?
there.
So I'm just
I mean, I
gonna
don't have a
Google
cast
who you
one.
shagged.
I've
Go on,
got,
Mark.
I've got, I was in a long-term relationship with somebody who was I don't know what you call it when it's like a great uncle, because they're not really a niece, are they, of this person? But they were related to Bill Roberts, who built the original Daleks.
Oh, from Shawcroft Models.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, Mark.
I mean, that's my best. That's the best one, but it's not cast.
I think that can compete with a finger in Sarah Jane's mum. Listen, I've got to go.
After that, yeah.
The lawyers are on the phone.
Can I just say, by the way, for anyone watching, I'm just a character. This is just material.
Oh, it's the My old flatmate used to have a show on BBC Scotland, and they got Colin Baker on as the Sixth Doctor. And when they asked him, "Is this canon?" he responded, "Yeah."
Okay.
And who are we to argue? That's official now.
That's it.
Sorry,
That's the whole story.
I'm really trying to ponder what my response to this is, because I feel like the closest I've come to Doctor Who is when I met you guys, as opposed to anything I've done. You know, like part of the Edinburgh group, you get to meet Doctor Who people, but is that the question you're asking? Like people you've met, or just like
no, it's people you've
conventions
met.
Yeah, and Ben, you're from the showbiz world. There must have been some moments.
I can't think of anyone. Honestly, the biggest thing is that I woke up this morning. So I used to regularly do gigs with Richard Gadd of Baby Reindeer, and then I woke up this morning and found he'd won 4 Emmys and felt slightly like I contributed to that when I in no way contributed to that.
Yeah, just to clarify.
Yeah. I just remember fondly the incident where we both absolutely died on our hole at the Beehive in like 20.
Ben, what was he like? Did he seem like someone? Ben, did he seem like someone who would make things up?
No, he didn't. He was one of the nicest people I've met. I cannot fault the man, and I cannot feel jealousy or badness for his success. I'm delighted for him.
I've seen you do stand up at the Beehive.
Yeah, and it was shit.
No, it wasn't. No, not the night I went there. There was laughter and merriment for miles around.
You're the kindest man I know.
That's always been my experience as well.
And I hope you win 4 Emmys at some point, Mikey, as well, mate. In fact, I hope each of us wins an Emmy before the end of the night.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
For the end of tonight.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they hand out Emmys to just anybody. So
whatever performance this is that we're giving.
If everyone's Emmys are like, if they all become disqualified and then it falls back on us, it goes through a chain, and everybody's disqualified until it gets to us, and we're all winners.
Yeah, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
if we're talking about our best celebrity encounter, Mark and I meeting the guy who plays Eric in Still Game, and him telling us the juicy inside details of Tommy Sheridan's trial. That was the best.
Oh yeah, Derek was there as well, because I remember because what Derek, Ben, and I used to do the Fringe was we'd sit in the Pleasance courtyard, and we'd just you're right.
Yeah. All mic'd up with like some police in the van outside.
Bags Productions. It's a very good comment.
No, but like we'd sit in the Pleasance courtyard, right, and we would like point out like people that walked past that weren't celebrities but looked, because every cunt can sit in the Pleasance and go, "Oh, look, there's Steve Coogan, bloody hell!" It takes a real skill and genius to go. That guy looks a little bit like Gloria Hunniford. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the real skill. So that was what the game we used to play.
You're saying Gloria Hunniford. It was Judith Chalmers. Everybody looked like Judith Chalmers.
But anyway, so I think one of us had gone, "Oh, there's Eric from Still Game," and there was like, "Oh no, wait, that's actually Eric from Still Game." And then I went off to the toilet and I came back, and Derek and Ben had just sat at our table chatting to Eric from Still Game and his wife. We had a lovely time.
That's amazing.
Chatting about Still Game and Scottish socialism, and yeah, it was great. Lovely man.
And what the papers
Is he still alive? I know they killed him off at Still Game.
Oh my god, let's Google that. And Eric.
It's James, isn't it?
James Martin. And James Martin is still alive. Yes, please.
Excellent.
He is still alive.
Hey.
Born in 93. Born in 1931. Fuck me.
It is a shame that for your average Englishman, he thinks that the only comedy to come out of Scotland is Rab C. Nesbitt. There's just some amazing sitcoms, comedy shows, sketch shows. There's so much good stuff that comes out of Scotland. Someone should bring out a Blu-ray box set with it all in.
What, Scotland, the collection?
Yeah. Scottish Bants, the collection.
On this.
What about, just chucking out a random one, what about Absolutely? What are people's...
Oh, I love Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm very annoyed. I lent my sister my box set of that, and I've never got it back. I'm still quite curious about it.
I'm pretty sure you lent that to her like 15 years ago as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were still going out with her when I did it. You don't have it, do you?
I don't have it, I promise.
Okay.
Turning his camera away from the shelves now. No.
I love Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was it Mark? Remember we went to see one of the James plays and Gordon Kennedy was in it.
Yes, yeah.
That was good. I like that.
We went to see the revival, the Absolutely revival, the Radio 4 one, and it was like all of them bar Jack Doherty because he was doing Scott Squad and he didn't need to do it anymore.
Didn't want to do it anymore. I remember being at the Stand opening party one festival and Murray Hunter was there, and I said hi, and he said hi back, and that was it. That was the story. So that was my brush with fame. I'm honestly, I've seen so many celebs from afar, and I just don't have that golden story.
I mean, when you meet them as well, it's always just like they don't. I mean, I've interviewed a lot of celebs over the years, and the funniest thing is when you're interviewing a celeb, they do sort of treat you like your best mates until the camera's off again, and then they don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm going to pair that up with one of my bugbears.
Is nice though.
So I'm going to pair that up with one of my bugbears, which is when anyone's ever met anyone famous, someone really famous, you say to them, "What were they like? What were they like?" And they always say, "Really down to earth, really down to earth, really great, just normal, really down to earth, just like us, really normal, really normal." Of course they are, because they want you to go fuck off.
I can tell you who wasn't.
Is this where I bring out my Brad Pitt story?
Brilliant. Richie, dish the dirt.
I want to hear Richie's. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do Angela Rippon after you've done this.
And then will you tell us a story about our BBC newscaster?
Oh,
hey!
I'm sort of I was suddenly worried that there's eyes on me. I think the only person I've interviewed who's a bit of a you're just like, come on, man, was Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, right. Okay. What happened?
It was like, do you know when you're interviewing someone, you're like, fucking, gonna just sit up, mate?
Keep on further,
Like, come on, man. But yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss, the actor?
Yeah, from Jaws.
From Chef.
That's Richard Griffin.
Well, you're thinking of...
You're thinking of
that's
Richard
not. That's Lenny Henry.
No, Richard.
But you're right. I was thinking of him,
though, wasn't he? Oh no, Richard Griffiths was Pie in the Sky, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a chef in that. Right, that's what I'm thinking.
The other Dreyfuss is the one from...
That is so racist, Mikey. Just all chefs look the same to you, is it?
The same to me. Just,
Dave was here.
I don't see colour. I just see aprons.
God, the 90s telly, Doctor Who should have been on there because you think of some of the shite that used to be on it. Crime Traveller, Pie in the Sky. Oh, what's Pie in the Sky about? Right, he's a police detective, but also somehow he has the time to run a restaurant.
Why is it called Pie?
Didn't stop.
Commissioned 4 seasons.
Didn't stop
Why is
Mitch
it called-
Buchanan in Baywatch Nights, mate, did it? So
That's true.
he was a lifeguard by day, and then he was fucking solving crime at nighttime with his son and somebody else.
Yeah, kicking ass and picking ass.
Hetty Wainthropp investigates. Have you ever
Yeah,
wanted to watch
kicking ass.
Hyacinth Bouquet as a detective? Well, you can.
Yeah. What's the best detective series that you've watched then, folks? What do you reckon? Like British detective series, what's the best one?
I was going to say, if you were looking for a serious answer, it's like I don't want to go into like any sort of American. You're talking about like any British like grand.
Yeah, your Frosts, your
ITV.
Your Frosts, your other guys,
Ah.
your Morse,
I'm a little
your
bit
Rebus.
biased.
You guys like Rebus?
You like to read this. The TV stuff, not so much. The newest one was alright though. The newest one was pretty good.
Best
Actually, I say
detective wasn't
that.
bad.
I say that the John Hannah ones are a lot better than people remember. I would say. 'cause
Well,
I watched
Rebus
them
is like
recently.
Bond, isn't he? He can.
I'm a bit biased. I love Lewis, the Inspector Morse spin-off.
I've
Kevin-
heard that's good.
Yeah. I mean, objectively, it probably isn't. But I lived in Oxford around about the time they were filming like that kind of middle period of it. So every summer you'd constantly see them. In fact, so you can see me in the background of one episode of Lewis. There's an episode called "The Mind Has Mountains," where they're having a chat outside of a pub, the King's Head, just. on
And
the
you
corner
just
of
out there
Broad-
fucking.
and I'm coming out of one of the colleges across the way. No, it's not even like I'm not in the pub. Like I'm just crossing the street in the background. And I remember thinking, this is brilliant. I'm in Hollywood.
You ever thought now, like in the cold light of day in sort of 2024, have you ever thought, oh, if only I had pushed Lawrence Fox in front of that bus?
No, because
Okay, no, you're a better man than I.
I think he's got comedic mileage. I'm happy for him to keep going.
I'm going to say, to answer Mikey's question, I'm going to say just going to go classic Taggart.
Oh, Taggart's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
Taggart
Taggart's
is
great.
good.
Do you like
And you
Taggart?
can go right back to the first ones and work your way through and
I keep
and
meaning
see.
to go back to Taggart, but like, is it on
Yeah.
any streaming? Like, it's not on BritBox, is it?
I've not seen it anywhere now.
I think they're all on what was formerly known as UK TV and is now known as.
All right, I'll check it out.
They've had a rebrand.
On you.
Quite hard for Taggart. What are you?
True.
Do you know what annoys me though? Doctor Who's never filmed in Scotland. Never
It
done a
has.
proper
It's mad,
Scottish
isn't it? It's
episode.
It has. Didn't you watch Terror of the Zygons, dickhead?
I watched the Martyrs Mythmakers at lunchtime, and there is no fucking. And they go to the look some of the locations of Terror of the Zygons, and it's like there is absolutely no way any of this was filmed in Scotland because it all seems like a car ride away.
Sorry, if anyone's looking for Taggart, there's masses of it on YouTube.
That has to be the worst Toby Haydock documentary going.
Well, what the fuck are
looking
we
for
doing
Taggart.
here then? Why are we all just going to watch
working
for
Taggart.
Here's a question. I asked this in the group chat once. Here's a question. What is the most northerly or closest to Scotland location for Doctor Who?
Is
The
it?
Cumberland, isn't it? It's Mark of the Rani.
Yeah.
Because that was filmed up.
I
kinda
think it took
northeast,
Claw
wasn't
wasn't
it?
actually shot in Scotland then.
You was it? No,
No.
no, there's no Scotland. So all the stuff for Jodie in fucking Sheffield, some of it was filmed in Sheffield. That is the closest to the border. Except for apparently the plane that they used in Time Flight is in a museum, which is a little more northern than that, but that kind of doesn't count. But you can go and see. You can go and see.
It's mad that
hang
there's
on.
been more
My
Scottish
geography's-
doctors than there are fucking Scottish episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah, there is. Pardon my terrible geography. Are you
Yeah.
saying Sheffield's further north than like all the locations from like Mark of the Rani and the Mysterious Fire? Because I thought they were like
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
sort of like no.
No, they're Yorkshire.
No,
This is
they
when-
didn't- no,
Yeah.
it is supposed to be Yorkshire, but it isn't Yorkshire. So it's I mean, I'm just going to get
Hang
the
on,
old
wait a
Google
minute, I
Maps.
have an answer to
and I'll
this.
see if I can. It's
Have they ever filmed
Blisshill.
Doctor Who in Wales, though?
So the Blist
They ever
Hill,
filmed it in Northern
Victorian
Ireland?
town.
List Hill, that's right. It's still there. You can go and visit it.
Ironbridge. Yeah, is. So they're near. Hold on.
Let's see if this bad boy lives up to its name.
Oh,
Finally.
here we go.
Right, I'm probably have to go down on the floor to open this up because it is quite big. But I'll see
What have you got? Like a map there? Sorry, I'm not looking at the
So,
screen. Sorry.
aye,
Just
so
gonna grab
film
another beer.
locations. I don't know if you can see that if it's coming up on camera, but
Is that like
Doctor Who-
loads of different films, Lee?
Yeah, and TV. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
So I'll have a look see if Doctor Who's on there.
That's cool.
That's for certain locations anyway. This might take some time to talk amongst yourselves.
No, that's what I'm trying.
That's
to
all right. We
determine.
watched you unravel a LAN cable for 2 minutes.
2 minutes has been generous.
And it was still more entertaining than any Polis Box episode.
How dare you? I thought the one that you and I and Dylan did the other week was really good.
I've still not had the FBI come to my door about that, you know.
Okay.
I'm booked
so,
on the Police Box for August 2029 at the moment.
Yeah.
We're going to be
Awesome.
discussing
Because you're such an in-demand
Cutie
figure,
Gatwa's
mate.
4th season.
Yeah, like it's going to get to a 4th season. Come on.
Oh, there's no reason to be like that.
sorry, I've got the map in front of me here.
Hang on, wait a minute.
So Bliss Hill, Ironbridge is kind of just outside Birmingham. Sheffield is kind of up a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a kind of par with Manchester, and Manchester is where the Concorde that was used in Time Flight is sitting in a aviation museum. So that is
No, but wait a
technically
minute.
the most
He didn't
northern.
go,
That doesn't mean
he
that's where it's
didn't go
filmed, though.
there.
No, I know they didn't. They moved the plane, so the location has been moved to Manchester. But Sheffield, they filmed in Sheffield.
Wait.
Count Shirley.
That's like saying no. That's not.
Wait, what are
where
you
they
talking
went.
about? Because I'm agreeing with you. I don't know what
No,
we're
what are
talking
you
about. here.
talking about?
I'm saying that technically.
Oh, right, before I
I
had a
want to
drink.
know what's on Lee's map. Okay.
Okay, all right. Lee, because you're. What's on the end
I
of the
am looking
map?
for the Northumberland
Lee?
bit. So,
But yeah, Taggart is really is a good rewatch.
Nothing was
though.
filmed in Northumberland. I don't know what we're talking about Northumberland.
I didn't bring that up.
Fair enough.
It was Mark
I thought after Annie
from the
was
time
filmed.
Lash.
No, Mark of the Rani, so Ironbridge and Bliss Hill and all that kind of stuff is outside
down.
Wolverhampton and
I was
Birmingham.
like, God, right, that's definitely not
Is he
north.
really? So he's close
Yeah.
to me then.
Yeah,
Is there anyone still watching us?
yeah, we have against all odds. We are outnumbered by viewers than we are people on the screen, which is great.
I just
By one.
has anyone had any input in the?
They're just so enraptured by our
Yeah.
you know,
Delightful
just
chat.
concise, focused.
Oh, sorry, I did miss
stuff
Live
that-
map reading.
I did absolutely miss this, and I'm sorry if Daniel Ronsley is still watching. My cousin was the girl who waited.
Was in The Girl Who Waited.
Was in the girl who waited. Sorry, so
Is that related to
need-
Mikey's
Hang
question?
on.
Because that's
I think that was
to
from my
Mikey's
question half an hour ago.
What has Daniel Ronsley's cousin done to Maisie Williams? I think that's the question.
well, wasn't the girl who waited? Was
Oh
that
no,
what-
wait, the girl who
Amy?
waited is Amy Pont.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
go.
your
And
cousin.
yeah, John AI fan. I feel drunk without actually drinking anything. Good. Then we've achieved the goal we
That's the
set
On the Time
out.
Lash experience. You're welcome.
That was it.
I think I've told Richie this, but do you guys know who my second cousin is?
No.
Have I told you, Richie, over a few jars?
W.H. Smith.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. I'm never going to give up.
Rick
Terry
Astley.
Stick.
Rick Astley is my second cousin. Now
Oh,
I'll
God.
get some
See
respect
that?
in this
I mean,
group.
I know
Everyone's favourite Morrissey.
Now I'll get some respect in this group. You've all changed.
Wow.
The whole demeanor's changed. Now you can get something from me.
All right, text him then. Text him. Get
Give
a
him a
message.
call.
What do you
You've
want me to
got
say?
an
to
hour
you?
left of the stream. Let's get
I
a
haven't.
message
I've got to
from
go
Rick
in 2
Astley.
minutes. What do you want me to say to him?
Get Ricky
Hey,
Astley
Rick.
in here.
Go and say something to my friend Ben, who is a fan.
Is there any truth to the rumours that you and Johnny Marr are going to reform the Smiths without Morrissey going to
No, I'm not making it up, honestly.
oh, there's PDT there.
Well, listen, I'll go out, and he can go on my. He can take my seat.
Well, he's not actually here as he's just watching and making a comment.
But I'm not making that up. Honestly, he's my second cousin. I'm not making it up.
Wow.
Mm.
Is he coming on the pub crawl?
I wouldn't have thought so, Mark.
We'll bring the gladioli, Mark. He'll bring the tunes.
To be honest, he's more of a Moonbase 3 fan.
But what's his feel?
Every time I speak to him, he's going, when are we going to get a Blu-ray?
I love the idea of Rick Astley as the Matthew Purchase of the Moonbase 3 fan.
Why they waste their time with these Doctor Who box sets? The resources that could be spent.
Has anyone got tickets for the BFI for the Blake 7 event?
No.
No.
I would like
Well,
that.
I've got 6 tickets right here, guys.
You get a Blake 7 ticket. You get a Blake 7 ticket.
You said that like it was a punishment. You said that like you're dishing out, like a teacher dishing out punishment exercises.
I really do like Blake 7, though. I love Blake 7. I do.
I think it surprised me when I met everyone at Hooverville and everyone was like, I haven't actually watched it. So the amount of people, I just thought every Doctor Who fan had done.
Yeah.
Never seen an episode of it. Never ever seen it.
It's really good. And you go through the kind of phases of Who through their series. Like every series is so different. There's only 4, and everyone's like a Doctor Who era in itself. Like they're just so different.
It's one of my earliest.
There's a Hinchley
TV
period,
memories,
there's a
can
Graham
remember.
Williams era. You know, there's.
What's your favorite episode of Blake 7? If people are watching now and they want an intro, get them into it and they can go
so
after this. What is it?
a seriously good episode, like in terms of this is good drama, is one called "Rumors of Death," which focuses on Paul Darrow's Avon and kind of someone he falls in love with, and that's really good. And then a seriously fucking weird, amazing, ridiculous Graham Williams-esque era episode is called Headhunter.
Yeah.
And that's where there's a robot that slices off people's heads and puts it on top of himself. And like walks around going, I mean, I'm underselling it, but
I'm getting more Pimpin' Josh vibes there than anything else.
but that's amazing. So yeah, Blake 7 fans, new to Blake 7, Rumors of Death and Headhunter.
Okay.
Mikey, have you got is that a wee CRT monitor in the back behind you?
Yeah.
You never thought of getting like a broom cupboard style thing going on?
Oh, and putting like the raccoons on it or something.
Yeah.
I think on streams we did use the CSO stuff on there. To be fair,
Wait, that's not your real background, is it?
No. This is the old house. This is all gone. Unfortunately.
I was convinced it was his actual background.
Yeah.
No, I just
I
realized
kept
looking
going
at
to
the
pages.
time,
When he
I was
first
like,
came on, I was like, that's not his real background. But then the more I was chatting, I was like, no, maybe it is actually. But
that is a good green screen.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's a shame, really. Yeah,
That
but we moved.
Sorry, I'm now just looking at the stuff on Mikey's background.
Can we bring you up as a solo layout, Mikey? So we have a wee look at the background.
This is the reality of life, guys. This is the reality of taking a spare room at Richard Franklin's place. This is the reality. Okay?
Mikey, right.
What?
Before you go, I've got a request. Yes. I've got a question from Oscar Groucho here.
He's cool. He's cool.
And he wants to know, and you might be able to provide some insight into this. When is the complete David Burton collection coming out?
It is going to involve a little bit of AI reconstruction. We have found a guy.
Okay.
But he's difficult to communicate with. So negotiations are ongoing for that. Yeah.
Is he in a kind
I'll
of
tell you what I have got an
war-torn-
idea for. I'll give you a little exclusive here. Oscar Groucho is alluding to the fact that I interviewed the wonderful, beautiful, amazing David Burton and dispelled a lot of myths around him, around the whole stories of him being the original Eighth Doctor. And I think you would agree. You guys have listened to the interview. You now agree he definitely did film that series, yeah? Okay, so
I agree he filmed something. I don't think
like
he
I say,
filmed
you
the
all
whole-
agree. So, but what I would like to do is I've got an idea to doing some more stuff with him where I'd like to do some dramatizations with him or something with him.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because I did a little thing at the end where he did a speech in the style of his Doctor, and it gave me chills. I thought, God, this is lovely. So yeah, I'd like to do something like that. So if I can tempt David back, I might do something like that where I'll get him to actually do some kind of maybe something long form that Richie would like. Because Richie really likes his long form sci-fi. There you go. There's a callback reward for people that have been watching for more than 18 minutes.
Are you saying
Yes.
that writer Cameron amongst us here, if he were to write some kind of, let's say, audio, it's probably easier to produce a bit of audio. We could have the possibility of a semi-Doctor performing. If Cameron was up for writing a Doctor Who audio play, we could have an actual semi-Doctor performing that.
Yeah, Cameron,
Look,
come on.
guys.
440-page
Just
script.
watch.
Let's go.
Just produce a full Doctor Who audio play. Yeah. Why not?
Imagine this is how this happens tonight.
Look,
We
guys.
suddenly decide that no, we're going to make the David Burton era of Doctor Who.
Oh,
as a
yeah,
series.
let's do it.
I know,
Let's do it.
we're the new BBV boys. That's like-
All
I
Oh,
can't
wow.
think of a higher calling than making this happen right now.
all things
we're
are
gonna
possible.
get fucking battered by the warp guys.
Listen, guys.
We're going to kick the cunts in a car park, Richie. Don't even give me that shit. This is happening.
Listen, folks, I'm going to leave on this because it's really important. Listen, all things are possible, okay? But listen, you know what the BBC are like. You know what David Burton is like. You know what Steven Spielberg is like. These things take time. Stay tuned.
That is some writer's brief for Cameron.
Okay.
You know
Can we
what
get
they're
Rick
like.
Astley to do the theme tune?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
I'm
something very
I
our
think-
destinies are amongst the stars now. Let's go and find them about that speech, wasn't it? Just needs to sort of fade into our faces in a starfield.
Okay, well, this has excited me, and I've done a bit of a wee in my pants sitting here.
That's not we, Ben.
I was being polite. It's not. It's I've done a cheeky blast. Yeah, it was. I
And
just
on
wanted
that
to have
bombshell. Right, guys, I've got to run. That was so lovely. Let's do this again. Police Books, guys. I'll see you in 2029. I know you booked
Yep.
me in.
Only 5 years to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Start the
I
prep
can't
now.
wait. Listen, you're all amazing. I'll see you on the pub crawl. Viewers, you're great. Go and watch. Go and listen to Mikey and Who. It's available on all good. Anyway, good night.
Right, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, surely you must have that big finished script still in the waste paper basket, Cam. You can fish it out.
Oh, fish it out. Yeah.
Cruelly rejected.
I've had to convert that into something else actually because I was like, it's still a decent idea. I'll use it, but not put the Doctor in it. And I've tried to sort of wheedle it into something
That
else.
was a
It's
good idea,
maybe
though.
work.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
For a big
Yeah, you know, I thought it was. Big Finish fucking didn't, but you know.
Our Big Finish. We're the
you
new
wanna-
Big Finish, boys.
Yeah.
This is it. David
I
Burton.
reckon, yeah. If we get Burton on board,
Do you want to
He's
talk
gonna need
about
to
it? Do you
finish
want
it
to talk
now.
about what the pitch was? Because I've also got a pitch for a Doctor Who story. I think would be amazing.
Ooh. Alright, this-
What's everyone's pitch for a Doctor Who story? That's a nice thing to talk
Oh,
about, isn't it?
Richie the
What?
pained.
Don't make me come up with a Doctor Who story on the spot.
why not? Russell T Davids has done for 8 episodes. So.
Well, okay. My story is we talked about Mark. We talked about this before. I always think there's a good story to be told in like a proper Doctor Who ghost story. And I know we've had like a couple of like good Doctor Who ghost stories, but I'm talking about like the TARDIS arrives on a planet and it's like there's a full-scale evacuation happening, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Are you being invaded, and what's happened? And there is an invasion, but it's by ghosts, and nobody's being attacked and nobody's being killed. People are just being gradually scared across the planet so that eventually they just leave, you know, like so he goes to like, the Doctor will go to like the edge of the compound where all the rockets are taken off, and there's just all these ghosts, just big spooky looking ethereal people who are just kind of like haunting the edge of like woodland or the edge of a city or something like that. People are just so terrified that they've left, and it's been the most bloodless invasion by a force that have used, like, been able to utilize the idea of ghosts, and they just move through like this galaxy, just seizing planets by terrifying people as they invade. I just think that's a great story. I've no idea what I would do with it.
Yeah.
But now there's the
Yeah, it'll
possibility.
work, Al.
And I've never seen four more faces going,
No,
No.
coming soon from
no
the-
funding. No funding. If this was the big finish
No, sorry
Dragon's
for
Den,
that.
it would be I'm out.
What do we call the Burton Doctor? The Proton Doctor.
The Proton Doctor.
I had an idea for
Reminds
Doctor
me
Who,
of
but it's
Doctor.
like a Doctor Light. It's a Doctor Light story, and basically, you know how like you always get those Doctor Who stories where, oh, there's a new business in town, and they're selling this product, and that product's going to, like, you know, ultimately invade the Earth, and the Doctor's got to stop them. I thought, wouldn't it be fun to tell that story, but through the perspective of the business? So it's like, say, for example, the Master, right? Taking over the plastics company in Terror of the Autons. You would literally just, I mean, the Master's by example, he's got hypnosis, but say he doesn't. You would just basically follow this alien invader having to fucking work his way up through the hierarchy of this business to get to the very top. And then be like, oh, at last I put the graft in over years and years and years. At last I can finally instigate my plan for world domination through this business. Then the Doctor shows up and it's all fucked, and he's just devastated.
Raging. Absolutely raging.
And I was like, I could pitch that. I feel like I could pitch that to Big Finish's like Paul Spragg thing, because I think I could do a verse of that where it's like a short story narrated by somebody, but I don't know.
Well, I don't
Somebody's
have
gonna
Big
nick it there
Finish.
because this is all on YouTube. So
I don't have Big Finish, Mark, but as an independent adjudicator of the two pitches that he's already heard, it's Pete Dillon Trenchard. Pete, me old mate, now that you're back, you got to choose between my pitch and Mark's pitch as to which is the best possible Big Finish production for the.
I've got a pitch.
The floor is
New
open,
pitch
mate.
right now.
A
Just-
challenge of emergency.
Come on the spot. Okay, the Doctor arrives on a planet. He uncovers some kind of plot that's happening, or she, whatever one, turns up.
just say
And
they.
they're
It's
like-
fine.
And they're like, wait a minute, there's something very familiar about this. I've done this before. And it's a plot, and he realizes that he's about to arrive again and stop whatever's happening. But then he's like, wait a minute, I don't really like how I did it last time. So it's all about how he has to keep himself away from, but try and nudge things in the direction that he wants, because he didn't like how it turned out the first time.
A kind
like
of
that.
That
ground
makes sense.
poog.
Good comedy episode where he's trying to influence what's going on, but keep out the way of.
And you wouldn't be fan wanky. It would be the same actor playing the Doctor both times, right? You're not going to be like,
Oh, yeah,
"Ooh,
could be,
it's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
interact with the fucking web planet, like
Yeah.
Trials and Tribulations."
Where he's like, I don't
Okay.
really, actually, I did do that, but actually, I don't really like how it turned out. So maybe if I could just, I know that breaks Time Lord rules or some bullshit. But that's my on the spot pitch. There you go. If someone went,
Nah,
give me a
it's-
Doctor Who
Wow.
story.
See, here's the thing. I like all of them. But what I would prefer from a Big Finish pitch is the Master, the Valiant, the 15, and the Menoptera invade Earth, and they have to be stopped by Jago, the first, third, seventh, eighth, ninth Doctors, Torchwood, Soho, Lady Christina,
and that old
Harry
lady
Sullivan.
from Talents of Weng Chiang.
Just gonna
Yep,
put
yep.
pre-order in
Throw her
there.
in. Throw her in.
PC Andy.
And they all go to battle on the back of the giant rat.
Do you know the thing I love about Torchwood Soho? I've not listened to any of them. Although, actually, incidentally, I listened to Art Decade, which is really good. It's a Torchwood audio that features no actual Torchwood characters you met before. It's basically a Torchwood Institute in the 1920s fighting the Mara, and it's brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Anyway,
I've seen people tweeting about that. That sounds pretty good.
It's really good because it's like it feels like, I guess, the kind of golden age of like when BBV were good and they were just doing interesting things with like an old monster and just bringing in a bunch of new characters, and because they only had the license for the monster. It's really good. Really enjoyed it. But the thing I like about Torchwood Soho is that it feels like they've gone, well, we can't use Barrowman anymore. Bern Gorman's busy just with sort of little supporting roles in Hollywood films. Eve Miles is like the darling of BBC Wales. So we just invent a new fucking Torchwood team of easily available voice actors. And they're like, yeah, let's do that. That's fine. Should we stick PC Andy in it? Well, of course, otherwise we can't call it Torchwood, can we?
I think we do have a winner.
Go on.
Sorry, before you do it, I think we do have a winner. Rewrite The Magician's Apprentice, but with quarks.
You can't get inside a
Coleman inside a quark.
And the planet is made up of loads of the life essence of dead quarks who are increasingly angry. Brilliant. Sorry, Pete, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, I don't listen to it all the time, but Torchwood does seem to be their most consistent range. You know, I can generally listen to one hour Torchwood stories, and I'm gonna have an all right time.
I was going to say, do you mean consistently good?
I do, yeah. I think it kind of manages to do a sort of modern TV show vibe quite well. It does that sort of modern Doctor Who vibe better than the Eccleston.
I do kind of agree with you. Like the Torchwoods I've listened to, not just the Mara one. I've listened to like a few, like when they did, because they first started doing kind of just like one person plays, didn't they? And then they did like a new series of Torchwoods, and there was one where I didn't listen to it all the way through. It was just one of those things where like you never have enough time because you listen to loads of Big Finish on your commute, and then suddenly your commute's taken away. But there was one where like John Sessions, I think, was in it as some kind of like sort of far right politician, and sort of Captain Jack and him were going toe to toe, and it felt quite kind of Children of Earthy, and that was quite good. The one with John Barrowman and Katie Manning, which is kind of like a sequel to The Green Death, I thought was fantastic. Genuinely very, very good. And so was the one we talked about on the time.
Green Life, I think it was called.
Green Life, okay. That was what it was called, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the Deaths of Captain John, I think. No, is that what it's called? There's a couple of Captain John ones, but
something like that.
Oh, the Death of Captain Jack. That's the one, which is the one we talked about, Ben, with Luke Malloy. And I put all the sex scenes in the finished edit just to really piss off Apple's explicit content warning thing.
Thanks for bringing that back to my memory.
I do feel like
something like really good.
The Captain Jack sex scenes, not the me, Mark, and Luke Malloy sex scenes. Let's just
no. We kept those ones.
Less tape.
Yeah, we kept those ones.
I do feel like something like Torchwood in the audio realm is probably a wee bit more open to try new and different things. I feel like it must be really hard. It must be really hard to write Doctor Who at this point. It must be really, really hard to write Doctor Who at this point.
It's not that hard. I mean, we just wrote like 8 cracking pictures in the last 20 minutes, mate.
Well, that's true. No, that's a fair point. Hey, there's the new writer's room right here.
Well,
I don't envy the likes of John Dorney. John Dorney being told to come up with his sort of 90th Doctor Who stories. Oh. for now.
Just let me die.
He's watching right now, and
Like
if
the big
any
meat
of
monster
these-
at Torchwood.
But actually, that brings me to another question Oscar Gretschel asked us to maybe discuss, which was with a potential post-Disney moratorium, an option on the horizon. So, you know, the rumors that Doctor Who might not get a season 3 commission. Although somebody said to me today,
What?
the BBC will probably just try and find somebody else to take it on. But say, for example, we've got like a new Wilderness Years, and it probably won't be 16 years long. It'll probably be a couple of years. Would a brief hiatus allow future creative voices to flourish and thrive, a la Generation Darv 11s? Now, I had a thought about this because I feel like we already have that new generation. Doctor Who's been back on the telly for 19 years.
Yeah.
Some of those kids watching Doctor Who are old enough to have written, you know, like some pretty good bloody telly. I just feel that Doctor Who, and I don't think it's a Russell T Davies problem necessarily. I think it's maybe a BBC problem. But I feel like there is loads of scope to bring in new writers, like young, untested writers. And Chibnall tried it, for good or ill, in the Jodie Whittaker career, to bring in writers that hadn't written the show before.
Yeah. It's just been bold enough to take that risk, though, which you don't
Yes.
imagine the BBC
Ultimately, you've got
going to be.
I was going to say, ultimately, you've got an old writer running the show,
Yeah.
which I think is the problem.
Hmm.
Although,
And then you say that you've got like
season two-
Kurtzman. You've got Kurtzman on Star Trek, kind of overseeing and sort of identifying, like Tawny Newsom, like he worked with her on Starfleet Academy, and then suddenly goes, "Oh, do you want a TV show? Because I really like your writing." Like you can be an old writer and still kind of be able to see the talent.
But Kurtzman
That's
isn't
kinda coming
writing most of the new.
Well, no, that's true.
Kurtzman's just-
Yeah.
I mean, although I can't remember who said it, but somebody. So we're talking about how season 1 is mostly written by Russell T Davies, and it's like, I think somebody did point out that it might be because of Shooty's filming commitments that we ended up with Dot and Bubble last minute, and therefore there might have been another writer in there somewhere. But I'm curious to see season 2 if season 2's got a bit more of a diverse.
Well, he says it does. He does.
Right.
But yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Can only fucking hope so, because Jesus.
We've got another little guest. Dylan Reese is here again. The 6 of us on screen.
Uh-oh.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm gonna have to jump out anyway.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Although it was funny that now that Dylan has arrived, 3 people volunteered to fuck off. That's saying something about as a guest, isn't it? Okay, so Cam, are you off? Are you?
I'm away. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off now.
Cam's the winner. He gets to leave. The rest of you.
He spoke loudly and first. So all right, mate. It was nice seeing you. Thank you very much for being part of this. And all the best for writing for David Burton.
Thank you. Yes, yeah. Let me know. I'll get it done. It'll be fine. But it's been a pleasure, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much.
Maybe see you next month then. Bye bye. Okay, so there's Cam, Delicious Wee Cam.
And now we're bringing the producer of this new David Burton series.
There he is, Dylan Reese. Welcome to the everyone. Everyone was really delighted to know you were here, Dylan, and nobody wanted to get off early.
I'm generally going to get another drink. It wasn't an excuse because Dylan was here. I was generally going to go and top up my glass.
Okay, guys. If you don't like me, it's fine.
It's amazing that Lee seemed to be like, no, I'll turn my camera off for going to get a drink. But when he was like fucking rewiring the house, he was happy for us to all see that. Like, Mark's fucked off as well. Dylan, mate, what is going on? What fights have you had with people? That
I am a racist.
I was only going to the fridge.
And no one wants to be associated with me in any way, shape, or form. What did I miss?
No.
I've been talking about another television show.
Oh, we've got a season David Burton coming. We've got what else have we got?
What we didn't expect to happen was that it suddenly turned into like at least half an hour of everyone praising Big Finish's Torchwood output. I didn't see that coming.
I mean, audible ball slapping does a lot for a Ranger's reputation, doesn't it? I'm sure that's been mentioned.
Yes.
Audible ball slapping?
That has to be.
The Torchwood audios.
If they do specifically just a book
What do you mean?
about Torchwood audios, it has to be called Audible Ball Slapping: A History of Torchwood.
I was
That's
like,
Dylan's third
in my
book,
head,
isn't
I
it?
was like, if they got a deal with Audible.com, is that what's?
Which release is this in?
Well, what's it called, Mark? You've
Yeah,
heard it.
Captain Jack, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. And within the space of about 10 minutes, there are 4 very well sound designed shags.
Yeah, isn't it that Captain Jack and Captain
in those sections.
Just the sound apart and slapping fucking spam, lots of spam together.
But what is it? It's Captain
Jelly
Jack
and all.
and Captain John, and they're spit roasting Alexander the Great or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yes.
Not a sentence you say every day, admittedly, but
No, I've said it at least 5 times today. 5 times. three to my mother-in-law. A crazy life.
do you call your mother-in-law Alexander the Great? Is that what this is?
Now we're just mental in Torchwood audios, mate. It's a crazy. It's. It wasn't until somebody posted it wasn't until somebody posted it the other day. I can't believe that the Yanto Shrine is still there. I thought that was long.
Yeah.
That must be listed by now, surely.
It's
Well,
obviously
that's
At
been
least
that.
at grade 2. Yeah.
That's nuts that you all just went, oh yeah, no, that's still there. That's still there. Like,
Well, 'cause
like
I
I'm the
was-
weirdo.
I was last in Cardiff.
Something cancelable.
Yeah, that's true. Then it comes fucking tumbling down. But no, I was in Cardiff in like 2020. Sort of like that sort of weird summer we had where like you were kind of allowed to do things and go places, but also like within sort of certain sort of
And the first thing
restrictions.
you done was went to Yanto's shrine.
I went all the way. I was like, right, well, we've got to go to Yanto's shrine. No, we were in Cardiff for other reasons.
Okay, that's all right then.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw this comment. That's quite funny. Talk about the shooting season, and Dylan suddenly appears.
Yeah.
What can I say?
And then Gareth, just like Sutek.
I prefer that my full name is
Right
Susan
on the
Tech.
back of this, right on the back of the stream all the episode we just didn't know.
It was a dark evil that was being carried with us until 9:30. And now it's here.
No,
Well, so I went to the Yanto shrine during like COVID, and yeah, everything was just like faded and damp, and it just looked like I was like, they're gonna pull this down. Surely they're gonna pull this down now, because like because obviously during the height of tourism and stuff like that, you have all these weird Torchwood nerds flocking to Cardiff and hanging. And I was like, well, you know, it's COVID now. The thing is going to just get dilapidated, and the council's going to go, why do we still have this fucking thing?
Yeah.
Let's just tear it down. Apparently not. It's still
Inkjet printouts and poly
going.
bags.
I was there last year, and somebody obviously thought it was very funny to get loads of items signed by Gary Russell and just pin them all up. There were nothing to do with it, but Gary Russell's autograph was on there about 10 times.
How many of us do you think it would take to go there sort of under the cover of darkness and just rip it all down?
You know fine well there would be a
Oh,
very
that.
earnest YouTube video going, hey guys, I can't believe I'm having to record this video, but somebody defaced the Yanto shrine last night. And
Do you remember when that tree
That's not
from
okay.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, got cut down in Northumberland? Where we're all like sad. Well, this is the Doctor Who equivalent of that.
Oh, fucking hell.
Madness.
Imagine
Just
if people were
shouldn't be
Wales
there.
collectively been like, thank fuck.
thing is, there's no fucking shrine to Clara Oswald outside that Brewdog near the entrance to Trappy in Cardiff. Nothing.
We should go and set one
I
up.
tried to start one. But
Meanwhile, people who have actually been in Doctor Who, real life people, have actually died. No tributes for them anywhere. The
No.
Dwas keep going around and putting up blue plaques, but I'm not convinced that they're real. And I think someone comes down from the council and takes them down afterwards.
I know.
Oh, hang on, we have inside information. Can we get a shrine put up near Richard Franklin's old house?
Yeah, dump a damp mattress in the middle of the lawn. It's basically a blue plaque for him, isn't it? Just
Actually, while we're talking about blue plaques and things like that, can I just ask everyone, it's Doctor Who, obviously, as a Star Trek fan, there has been a petition recently that's gone up to get a statue for Chief Miles O'Brien to be erected in his future birthplace of Killarney in the south of Ireland. Would anyone be interested in signing that petition to make sure that a statue of Chief O'Brien gets erected in Ireland?
That's something I would love to visit, but I would also love it because I know that he would fucking hate it.
Yeah,
Paul
Meany. Dublin actor Paul Meany. Yeah.
What fictional Doctor Who character besides Yanto, obviously, do we think deserves a statue or in real life or some sort of monument?
Josh.
I think
Yes.
in one of those meteor craters that are still in Utah, there needs to be like a statue to Adric for his brave sacrifice in Earthshock.
I reckon you could get Matthew Waterhouse behind fucking Kickstarter. Like,
you also didn't need to finish that sentence.
Can you just stop there?
Good point. I think Matthew Waterhouse would be up for that. And statue of himself.
I'd like a statue of Nicholas Briggs put up on the location for Morgan Undead where he recorded his first Mistmakers, and he's just holding a little stone, holding a microphone like that. I think that would be the ultimate tribute.
You know what? I watched Ian Martyr's Mythmakers this afternoon about my lunch, and I know I've given Nick Briggs a lot of shit in my time, but do you know what? It's genuinely just a really lovely, easygoing chat. Just like two guys walking around Doctor Who locations. It was really just a very pleasant way to spend some time. So I'm sorry for the things I've said. Although I do think sometimes he's from the Mark Lawson School of Interviewers.
Sorry, it's the pint very much down. Like, actually,
I was like, let's not, because I was going to go, I take back everything I've ever said, but I was like, no, hold on. Because he is from that Mark Lawson.
Most criticism of Nick Briggs is valid, but he has done some good stuff too.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is 2 weeks after that interview, Ian Martyr was dead. So
I was going to say that he died not long after.
Yeah. Fell into a diabetic coma, tragically. All I know is Nick Briggs was last seen running away with his supply of Chewits, and that's...
Well, was that the one that the famous... When we were there for the Android Invasion event, there was the Ian Martyr's bus stop where they...
Yes, yeah. And they're standing there, and there's fucking cars going past. This is the funny thing about like the early Mythmakers, as I'm sure Dylan will know, and he's written a whole book about it. But like, they're definitely doing it on the hoof because there's like, they're like in a field chatting about Terror of the Zygons, and it's like near an RAF shooting range or something. So they're just constantly gunfire off in the background, and then they go to the bus stop from near East Hagborn where they filmed the Android Invasion, and there's just constantly just like.
That's the best thing about them, though, surely, isn't it? Like, it's just obviously why is he done on the hoof?
Because the other day I went out to take my recycling out, and I was standing in the front garden, putting the recycling bin, and my neighbour from like 2 doors down was like going, "Oh, you all right? You're working hard?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Friday, not working that hard." Anyway, and then he tries to have like, this is the first time I've had a full conversation with him, right? Now, bear in mind, our house is on a very busy road opposite a hospital. It's pretty hard to maintain a conversation with somebody across a whole house with traffic noise, sirens. So I don't know what I was agreeing with half the time, but I was like nodding my head.
But you do have to go around his house and bang his wife tomorrow.
I want to see Mark sitcom.
There was a bit where he went, have you ever been on that Harry Potter train? I was like, no, I've not, mate, no. And he goes, they're trying to cancel that now. And I said, here we fucking go. But actually...
Why was that even coming up?
Actually, though, he was talking about holidays he'd been on recently. But actually, it turned out that not because of, trans people. It was because apparently, and I was trying to verify this, and I couldn't find any verification. Apparently, it was because... like an Instagram influencer had gone on the Harry Potter train and what like pulled because it's like an old-fashioned steam train with like the proper sort of manual doors and like pull down windows. They'd put their arm out of one of the windows to film like an Instagram video, and their arm had fucking clattered into like a fucking the side of a railway bridge.
No, that's true. That's true.
Is that true?
That's not Francis
Yeah.
Fox's face, is it?
Well, because I knew they were. So basically, they were like going through like a big court case saying that you have to like renovate the trains and make them safe. But I couldn't find any reason as to like why this case had come about. So I said, well, it probably is true then, but they've just not kind of. So that is true.
Yeah, but they've not cancelled. They cancelled it for this season because
Yeah.
they don't operate during winter time. So
Yes.
presumably they'll have made the changes necessary when it reopens in April. But yeah, it's because some fucking idiot stuck their hand out of the train.
Wow. It's not Francis. Is it Francis? But the one that became really famous? I hope it's not him.
The train guy. I know
No,
you're talking
because
about. No, it's not him.
he knows better than to stick his hand out the
He
fucking train.
He respects
He
trains.
loves trains.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what's so engaging about that guy. Is he's fucking mental for trains.
The person that did it is one of those cunts who was standing at King's Cross waiting for an imaginary train to be announced, and they got really sad when it wasn't announced. That's the sort of people we're dealing with.
The
Here.
booed. That was a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. And somebody was saying on Twitter, like, just like, you know, sci-fi and fantasy fans get a lot of shit, right? But at least most of them aren't just waiting in a real life train station for the announcement of a made-up train.
Were Network Rail just like the whole network's in chaos and has been for 3 years? We haven't got time to do your stupid
I
fucking
think that's
announcement.
basically that was their statement. I think.
That was the actual announcement they put over the tannoy. Yeah.
So, as a
like,
company,
grow
we're dealing with the nightmare scenario of changing from a Conservative government to a Labour government. There's a black hole of money. You know what the last thing we're thinking about doing is announcing your little fucking idiot train, mate. You know, please shop with us.
I think
go
I'll
through
it
phases
is
where
old.
I'm like, are Harry Potter fans or Star Wars fans the worst fans? And you know,
Oh, Harry Potter fans, absolutely.
Yeah. Aye.
Yeah.
100%. There's no.
I mean, there's not
they've
much in it,
ruined
but-
Edinburgh. They've ruined Edinburgh.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that's speaking as a man
I
who
think
lives.
we're
in-
all bad. Gareth agrees with me. Sci-fi fans, we're committed to what we fucking should be. Yeah, the Harry Potter thing is difficult to deal with. It's nuts that one of the defining conversations of our generation came about because of the person who wrote some stories about a wee neglected boy and his ginger mate. Like, it's crazy. I just don't understand.
You go to a cafe in Edinburgh and there's a sign on the door that'll say Harry Potter was not written here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling used to write Harry Potter here. We're sorry, guys. We've wiped the table down. It's okay. You can use it.
I remember before J.K. Rowling was a transphobe, and that whole J.K.
The
Rowling
good old
did not-
days.
J.K. Rowling did not write Harry Potter here. Was this kind of like ironic, like fun statement? And generally, most of the coffee shops I drank in Edinburgh probably had that sign up at one point. But now it's like, no, please,
Don't firebomb us.
it wasn't.
It is nuts that the Elephant House, I think it's still closed because of fire
Yeah,
damage.
go
Am I
down,
right?
yeah. But not because of that. Yes, but that was
No,
where
it's
she
cold.
got a lot of it, wasn't it?
No, but it happened at around about the right time.
Yeah, because everything else is reopened. Like Frankenstein's is reopened, and all the other stuff around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Frankenstein in Harry Potter?
No, so, like,
Remember that?
so beside the Elephant House, which is this restaurant, this cafe, there's also like this old kind of church which was called Frankenstein. So it was like an old church, but it became like a gothic pub and had like the whole theme was the 1930s.
I was
is it
back in 2
RKO?
seconds because I've been to Frankenstein's. I don't need the description.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's big. It's big.
Like Frankenstein thing, and like you just go in and like every night they would just constantly play the 1930s Frankenstein film, and then you like would go into the bathroom and all you would hear are terrifying sounds of the film Frankenstein. It was great. It was wonderful. I'm making it sound awful, but it wasn't. It was great.
Drinks in test tubes, all that hipster bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
And Harry Potter burnt it down. Is that what I'm getting?
Because it's the building literally next door to the cafe that J.K. Rowling used to write Harry Potter books in.
Right.
And that had a massive fire at some point.
Right.
Nobody
Insurance
knows.
claim.
Yeah. I don't know. The problem with places in Edinburgh, around about the centre of Edinburgh, is you're walking along a street and you go into a place and you think that's the ground floor. But it's technically part of a tenement which goes like 5 floors below where you've entered and another 7 floors above where you are. So you've
It's
no
all tightly
idea.
packed and very combustible. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've no idea where the
basically
fire
Edinburgh City
starts.
Gilded Balloon will tell you
Was,
that. Yeah.
was the fire not? Was the fire not like as you said? I've been listening while I've been in the toilet, and I was just like, there was a moment where I was like, the microphone's definitely the microphone plugged into the laptop, not the microphone in the earphones, right?
Wasn't one of those
But,
naked
yeah, I
gun
think-
moments where it hears you properly pushing a piss out.
But
And we
the
understand the
fire,
fire.
I think, started in because, as you see, like those big buildings. I think it was a flat. I think it was like a private let flat or something. The fire kind of kicked off in, but because of its position in that whole block on George IV Bridge, it ends up like affecting Frankenstein's. I think part of Deadhead Comics as well, and
Yeah.
just a bit
I
of a
mean,
mess.
like, you know, I was absolutely pissed, but I was in town when that fire was happening, and I remember coming down the Royal Mile, and then do you know when you stop and you go, "What's?" and then you just sort of, and then it was the biggest fire I've ever seen, like 4 or 5 stories of just fire, and it was so intense, and I just think like how absolutely terrifying that must have been. Also, I was reading about it recently, and nobody died.
No.
But it's like the amount of like premises that were like something's going on, like the
Yeah.
Leisureland on across from Forbidden Planet, and then the Comedy Club, and you know all that.
Yeah,
It's just
I
like-
saw the original Gilded Balloon burn down.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the man who set up another comedy club in Edinburgh on the same street. That sounds like an admission of guilt, but it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
There was a good decade between those two
It
events.
was a
right?
decade. I
Just
remember.
enough
Oh, wait,
throw them off the
was
sentence.
there another? I'm talking about different. I'm talking about the one Ben's talking about. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
So you were talking about the burning down of the Gilded Balloon, but there was the burning
that was
down of
insane.
the Elephant and the Elephant House and Frankenstein's as well. 2, 3,
Oh, okay.
4 years ago.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I wasn't there for that one.
You didn't do it.
All right, Richie. Yeah.
Sorry.
I was in Paris on my way to Notre Dame when Notre Dame burnt down, so we just got a bottle of
Holy
wine
shit.
and watched it burn.
On his way.
Yeah, we just drank
On
a
his
bottle
way
of
out
wine
of
and
the
watched it
fucking
burn.
cathedral with a fucking can of petrol. That's where he was.
What's
Fucking
every
hate cathedrals.
iconic fire?
We're talking
I
about
was in-
iconic fires. What's your most iconic fire that you've witnessed? Call in on
Mine's the Glasgow Art School.
Kevin's online one with some fun arson tales. What you got, Kevin?
Mine was that skit with Dalek's master plan in it. It was only last week as well. I just had no further use for it.
Well, we got the recons now, so why
Oh,
would you
yeah,
need it?
indistinguishable
Yeah.
from the real thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, so, I mean, Doctor Who fandom, it's all about burning things now, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, what were you going to burn? Like now, there was going to be a time scales fucking finished bully burning.
Sorry, I just
CD
clicked.
burnings.
I'm going to print out the whole of his website onto an A4 paper and then set fire to that.
Oh, please do that. Please
The
do
best
that.
thing about burning CDs is you're actually just creating more CDs.
He is just going to poison himself breathing in those burning CDs.
Hopefully.
I cannot get enough of that clip. It's like Silver Nemesis. That would be Peter Davison. No, it's the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker.
The man that claims to be defending Doctor Who doesn't even know basic bitch classic Doctor Who.
That's actually, it's actually to watch it is embarrassing. It's such ick and cringe, and
It was like when Ian Levine was on a certain podcast, and they said, "Ask me." He said, "Ask me anything about classic Doctor Who, any trivia, and I'll get it right." And they asked him how many fingers the Cybermen had in the moon base, and he said 5. And they're like, "Wrong, it's 3." And he just went, "Well, that's not proper trivia. It doesn't count."
Actually, sorry, Pete. So just before, Mark, sorry, Pete. I know you got some pants on the old screen there. Because Dylan didn't get the benefit of it, would you change back to your original avatar? I think you got a cheeky laugh.
He has seen it in the chat since, but
I see. All right, sorry.
Oh
Okay.
yes. There we go.
I'm very happy to change it back.
I love that.
I was quite a fan of the shorts though, because if I sat up slightly, I look like a 1930s footballer. It's almost right up here, so you know. If you can fire the shorts back up, Pete. I just need to slip my hair down and grow a moustache.
Slip the pants back up, and then Lee's got to manoeuvre himself to look like he is the owner of said pants.
Let's see. Get the Simon Cowell waist, but it's better if I get my arms up. There we go.
Stand up. Stand up.
Oh, right, okay, right, hang on, right there. Right, let's see.
Okay, that's good. That's okay.
Very nice.
It's a shame we can't get another person on top of that to be the head.
That is, yeah.
But the whole
Let's make magic
burning, the whole Big Finish burning, and Ian Levine kind of going, "That's not proper trivia." It is mental to me how, like, we all, like, where are we? 2024. So 8 years ago, you know, Donald Trump is running for president, and all of this kind of playbook of, well, no, I didn't do that, or like, no, this isn't the thing, or kind of crafting your own kind of online persona, your own narrative. That was like this kind of like mad fucking thing that politicians were starting to do. I find it really bizarre that it has kind of seeped into like Doctor Who podcasting and Doctor Who like YouTubers, and like, because that if you read the timescales as tweets and all this kind of thing, it's absolutely that cult of personality, like everybody's against me, victim complex stuff. It's become, I wouldn't say it's become the mainstream, but it's become the kind of like the shorthand language that all these cunts use now. Is that happening in other fandoms? Like, I don't know. Like are right-wing Star Trek podcasters using the same kind of playbook? Or I don't know. I just find it really odd that it's...
Yeah, but I know. One of the Star Wars shows. I mean, I've not been following it at all, but I can tell, speaking to Star Wars fans, that like there's this idea that I think it was the Acolyte was subject to a massive wave of poor reviews and criticisms from. And I mean, I don't know if that's true, but certainly that's the idea that like, oh, it was cancelled because there was a lot of like people crying about it being.
People hated it. It's true. It's sad. People really hated it, and it's like, well, did they, or did like 12 people review bomb like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or whatever? Like,
reportedly, it was cancelled because they spent double the amount of money they were supposed to spend making the show,
which feels like more of an obvious reason to go. Maybe not.
Not because 10 fucking incels. You can't do this with fucking space wizards.
They paid for 12 computer screens rather than 6. That's what just sunk the whole production.
I think it has had a lukewarm reaction.
It's a very useful narrative as well. It's like the thing that always got me about. Sorry to bring Sonic the Hedgehog into this, but when the Sonic movie was originally advertised...
How many conversations have you started like that, Richard?
When the Sonic movie was originally advertised and it had like the ugly Sonic in the trailer. And then it was like...
With the teeth.
The whole fucking narrative there was like the internet went wild, and then they went, you know what, we're doing it. We're going to change everything because we've listened to the fans. And it's like, actually, nobody like the shots that are completed in the film are the ones that are in the trailer. Most of the film hasn't been finished yet, so we've just decided to go now. Let's just maybe from the public reaction to it, let's maybe shift to some slightly more kind of like the original character. But the story that was coming out of that was just like, you know, they had to bring in new animators. Everyone was crunching. Everyone was working really hard to change the film entirely. It's like they hadn't even started.
The worst thing you can do is listen to the fans.
Well, there's that
Surely.
as well.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. That becomes a really useful narrative for marketing, though, as well. It's like we've listened to the fans.
Yeah,
and we're doing like nobody ever listens to the fans. That's not.
Do you know
it's a
who's
bad idea, as you say.
You know,
but
who's
if it
to
works
blame
for
for
the
this?
marketing, then
yeah.
sorry.
No, I was jumping in there. It's Zack fucking Snyder's fault.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
that's
Snyder
good point,
cut,
yeah.
which then didn't the Hollywood Reporter do a big story about how a lot of the big accounts behind it were owned by a marketing company that Zack Snyder owned.
Probably. I don't remember that, but yeah, I can imagine it. But I remember because they did that thing at the Oscars 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years. Yeah, it must have been 2 years ago, where they had like the People's Choice Oscar. Because there was all these arseholes online going, why isn't Spider-Man No Way Home nominated for Best Picture? It did really well at the box office. They said, well, yeah, but that's not necessarily the barometer. And I love Spider-Man No Way Home.
But it's not fucking La La Land.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fucking Citizen Kane. But so they did this thing where it was like basically, I think like 10 films or something. And the people voted for the film they wanted to win this award. And I think the Academy were like, oh, get the fucking Spider-Man fans off our back. Let's just fucking do it. And it'll be a fun way to go, look, no, we are engaging with like what the online community and what the fans think. And Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead won instead because his fucking fans are demented. And I guess know how to game that system. Yeah. And it's never been done again for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Somebody really needs to figure out like some sort of test you have to do before you vote for anything. I mean, anything. Like, I know we're getting into slightly edgy territory there, but fuck me. If you voted Army of the Dead as the best film of the year, you shouldn't be allowed to vote in a general election. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I was just scrolling Twitter and I just saw a story that apparently Disney attributed a lot of the failure of Lightyear to the fact there was a same-sex kiss. And it's like, no.
Yeah, they do that, don't they?
Lightyear failed because nobody apart from Disney ever asked the question, what was the film that the toy was based on like?
The fact that the first Toy Story was made within the 90s, and it took them this long to go, hey, wait a minute. That shows exactly why nobody needed that film.
Yeah.
It took them at least 2 decades before they went, I've got an idea.
Mark, was it you that made the point that, like, because that came out at the same time as, what was the other Disney film? Was it Turning Red? Or what was that one called?
Oh, the Pixar one,
Red Panda.
The Red Panda was that one.
Period analogy
was like,
thing, yeah.
That was the one that went straight to Disney Plus, and Lightyear was the one that went out to the cinemas, and it really should have been.
It should have been the other way around.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because, and I think now Disney because Inside Out. I mean, fine, Inside Out 2 is a sequel, but at least it's doing the sort of thing that Pixar is really good at. I think Disney have kind of just they're kind of easing off their back a little bit, like, all right, do what you want to do. But yeah, there was that period where, because of COVID, a bunch of Pixar films were on Disney Plus, and so Lightyear was the first one to go out in the cinemas, but it didn't have to be. Like Turning Red could have gone out in cinemas if they'd maybe just pushed it back a bit, but they decided not to. They decided to release it on streaming, and then like Lightyear is going to be our big cinema thing, and it's like nobody has ever asked the question of, because also actually when Toy Story 2 came out, there was like a Buzz Lightyear animated series.
There was, yeah, Starkland
Kids.
or what it was called.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like, well, that's the thing the toy's based on. So that's fine.
Yeah.
And kids loved that, and that was fine. But nobody's like, I guess got it on Blu-ray, and like holding it up as this great thing. It was just a little extra thing to enjoy. And then obviously Disney are like, no, we need a really fucking pole-faced, serious sci-fi film for kids about Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Chris Evans and not Tim Allen. But it didn't perform well because there's a gay family in it.
Is Tim Allen a baddie now?
I don't think he's done anything
He's
terrible. I think he's just a bit right-wing, isn't he? He's just a bit...
He's back for Toy Story 5 next year, so...
right.
Or in 2 years or whatever.
Oh, so he's
and
not
he'll probably do another season of the Santa Clauses as well.
Fucking hell.
So
Well, thank God that Disney isn't something that enters into our general thinking on anything else.
Well, there's at least one show out of that now that won't be going back there, right? I'm just going to keep pushing that until it's true.
Yeah.
It was
so
we're
not hopeful.
Season 3 or the Santa Clauses 3. So
we're not hopeful for a second season for the war between the land and the air now. The land and the sea. It's not.
Yeah, War Between the Land and the Air is the second series.
The war between the land and another part of the land for series 3. The war between the land and the land of another dimension for series 4.
I was writing something today for What Culture, and they were like, "Oh, can you just do just knock us out like a quick 20 characters you want to see back in Doctor Who?" I says, "Yeah, fine." And then, "Oh, could you put the Rutans in it?" I was like, "I'd love to put the Rutans in that list. Let's do it." And as I was writing it, I was like, "Right, well, we've seen the war between the Daleks and the Thals. We've seen the war between the Daleks and the Mavellans. We've seen the war between the Cybermen and the last of humanity. We've seen the Time War. Nobody thought we'd ever see the Time War. And I almost put in, and we've seen the war between the Sea Devils and humanity 6 different times, and we're going to see it again. But still, we've never seen the Sontaran and Rutan war on the television."
Hang on, why are they asking you to put the Rutans in the list of all things?
Spoilers.
People fucking love the Rutans, mate. We want to see them back.
Yeah. I want to see the war between the Sensorites and the Ood. I want to see their two spears clashing. That's the spin-off I need.
Flatter them both together. That's what we want.
I want to see the war between the Ninth Doctor and Keith Boak, but
Do you think making the Rutans look a bit shite in Horrifying Rock is the reason we've never really had?
I do.
Once that was solidified as what the Rutans look like.
But I think the thing is, though, you could do something. At the end of the day, they're shapeshifters, and that creepy lighthouse keeper guy is still creepy.
Yeah.
Have none of you ever seen the beautiful Rutan that's in Shakedown: Return of the Sontarans?
I've never seen Shakedown, and I've got it, and I need to watch it, and I will watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow.
You won't.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
You know why it's called? You know why it's called Shakedown? It's because after you watch it, you feel like you've been mugged. That's why it's called
Your dignity.
Yeah, you feel like somebody stole something profound from you.
60 minutes, I believe, is what they've stolen from you.
No, I do like the Rutan. The
Shakedown 60 minutes.
Yeah.
It's the best one of all those 90s things.
That sounds... Sorry.
Better than Morton.
Suddenly I'm like,
yes.
Oh, I might watch that.
It's on YouTube. Just check it out. It's on YouTube and a making of as well.
Holy shit.
I just want to break out for I Hate Doctor Who, Richie.
No financial outlay to watch it as soon as this broadcast is finished. Which, fuck me, sorry, we're at 1 minute to 10 o'clock, and this is supposed to finish at 10 o'clock. We could end it there.
Going.
We could feel like after 2.5 hours, we're just getting going.
We're just getting warmed up here,
yeah. Everyone in the chat's like, they're finally talking about Doctor Who.
Should we do a commentary on all of Trial of a Time Lord now?
Let's do it.
Become Hamster's probably only on Into the Dalek at this point in the evening, so they've got a long night ahead of them.
I did miss it because it didn't quite fit in with anything we were talking about, but Gareth Bowley does have a great idea. Just bring back the Muppets. Do Harry
It's my
Potter.
solution to everything.
And
yeah.
this is a genius. Each of these suggestions. Sweetums as Hagrid, yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Kermit as Harry, Fozzie as Ron, 100%. Crazy Harry as Snape. Gonzo as Hermione. Perfect. Absolutely spot on casting. Perfect.
Any place for Pepe the Prawn, Gareth? None. The best Muppet.
Dobby.
best Muppet.
Dobby. You played Dobby. There we go.
Of course, aye.
Richie looks like he is going to get something. Either that or he's left enough because we're going to be stop broadcasting on the internet.
He's going to get his copy of Shakedown to put on after this.
I feel like I shouldn't end the
second
stream until he comes back.
Once the stream stops, right? Yeah. Please.
If he's considered talking off Shakedown, have you considered doing a sort of commentary on one of these things? Because you can share video files onto this. So there's maybe something you could do.
Would you get taken down for copyright reasons there?
Not with Shakedown, I would imagine.
If it's already on YouTube, I think we can probably get. Okay, is that what we're doing?
We'll find
for
a legal
the
loophole.
October?
That might be something to do.
So when Mark and I used to go to the Edinburgh Doctor Who group, normal group would start from like 7:30.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to do something a little more avant-garde, you could meet from like 6:30. So sometimes there would be little kind of like history lessons of shit from Doctor Who. Like I remember doing like a wee talk about the Norman invasion of Britain from the perspective of the Time Meddler for some of the most bored people I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds like an excuse.
We could watch an episode or something.
It sounds like an excuse to have a circle jerk over downtime.
We could do that. We could do a cheeky little downtime before the next October
Only if it's
meeting.
the one with the Western McCoy in.
Oh, yeah, because they do two versions of that, don't they?
Well, Ian's got his own version of it.
Yeah,
which is
has never been and will never be officially released.
No,
but will officially be leaked
multiple times.
I mean, has been.
It is mental that you can probably like trace all leaks back to Ian Levine himself doing them, and that's why they keep happening.
Because Ian just goes, "Nobody share this if I share it with you," and everyone goes, "Yeah, don't worry, we won't share it." He goes, good guys, and he goes, "You fucking traitor."
Well, I mean, he did share the Highlanders one because he sent that to Fraser Hines, and Fraser Hines sent him back a kind of nicest message, and he screen grabbed that with the link still intact in the screen grab, and was like, "Hey, everyone, Fraser Hines likes it." And then people were like, "Yeah, you've included the link there," Ian. It was like, "Well, because of my generosity, I'm going to let you have it. Let everybody have this one."
What do we think Fraser's eyesight's like?
I said it on Twitter earlier on. Sorry. What was that?
What do we think Fraser's eyesight's like these days? You know, when he's going, "Oh, this looks all right." It's like, I reckon I could show it to my granddad and he'd think it was all right.
It's like when you watch. Like I remember watching Rogue. Sorry to bring up Rogue One. I remember watching Rogue One with my parents, and when Peter Cushing's terrible CGI visage comes up, they're like, "That's amazing. How did they do that? Is that just old footage of Peter Cushing? It's like, no, it's a fucking CGI model. Look at him.
He's not as bad as Princess Leia at the end.
That's true.
No.
That's true.
Where she looks like a chubby little Chinese boy.
On the subject of Ian's recons, I did say on Twitter earlier on today, I was just like, is showing old Doctor Who actors Ian Levine's AI recons the new giving old doctors new series speeches to read? And I think it might be.
Which is a noble art form that has died out.
Which is what I like
They're
to
shoving
call
a script in front of Shooty, aren't they?
the last recourse of the patterless convention hosts.
Peter Davison
Coming soon
doing
from
a
Big
big
Finish.
sigh. Hello, Stonehenge.
You made Peter Davison sound like he was one of the council from Stonybridge, and absolutely. Hello, Stonehenge.
We're going to bid for the Olympics.
Video.
Tail.
There's a brilliant bit of Matt Smith and David Tennant at a convention on a panel, and someone comes up and asks them to do it, and Matt Smith just shuts it down. He's like, "No, absolutely not." And you can tell he's really pissed off. And David Tennant sort of tries to make joke of it and goes, "Oh, I know what we'll do. Let's sing it, and it'll be the next Christmas #1." So you get this awkward moment of David Tennant and Matt Smith singing. There are worlds out there where the sky is screaming.
There's a world out there where the sky is out.
Yeah.
Because Matt Smith has 0 children to feed, and David Tennant has to become a game show host as well as an actor because he has 8,000 children to feed.
Like the world's nicest man.
Is that game show got an air by
It's got to be because he's got 8,000 children to feed.
Has that game show been televised yet?
Not yet, no.
Well, has he actually become a game show host?
Yeah.
He's hosting the UK remake of the Korean game show Genius Game, which is great.
I mean, listen to what Mark just said. I mean, that sounds utter desperation.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's good.
The fact that you're in an ITV crime drama and you have to be in the American remake of an ITV crime drama so you can feature 12,500 children that you have.
Yeah. If there's ever been an advert for wearing condoms, it's David Tennant's career choices from time to time. Pull out and pray doesn't always work, David.
Well, what a place to end tonight's on the Time Lash local group September meeting. I don't know about you, but I can hear my child crying in the other room, and I might need to go.
No, because
his mum's been out since 6 o'clock.
Because you're the
so
David Tennant in this group. You're the fucking David Tennant in this group. We're
the most children in this.
We're unaware of what happens.
Yeah, listen, if anyone's casting for any, like, I don't know, say David Burton audio adventures and they need like an additional companion actor, just saying this guy is available. He can do one voice. This one. Cast away, guys. I could pop off and you guys could stay on if you wanted to.
Oh no, let's bring it to a close and then we can it's fine.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you to everybody who joined us, which was again more people than I thought were going to show up. So thank you for everyone who watched. There was a lot of people watching this. Thank you to everyone who was part of it. We're going to do this again for October. I can't remember what date.
Well, we'll forget about it. It'll be probably post pub crawls, so we'll have we'll do it from the pub. We'll have a Doctor Who pub crawl debrief on the next one.
Inaudible.
If we're all still talking to each other.
Yes.
What are you planning on happening? That we're going to be properly at each other.
Oh, just you wait till we get to Crystal Kebab.
All right, everyone. It was nice seeing you.
Great to see you all.
Nice seeing you all.
Thanks for the invitation.